For the past several days, the talk of the streets and taverns has been all about the so-called death curse, a wasting disease affecting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day, slowly but steadily sliding towards the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they can't be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they've ever received that miracle in the past. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss to explain a curse that has affected the entire region, and possibly the entire world. Welcome everyone to Dungeons and Dragons at the Geek Bar. I'm Morgan, I'm going to be the DM today, and we're going to be going through Tomb of Annihilation.
Woo woo! Yeah!
Woo woo! We will meet our wonderful cast of characters one by one. But yeah, we actually start our story in the peninsula of Chult, a land of dense jungles that are teeming with undead. And at the fringe of this peninsula, at the very tip, there is a city known as Port Nyanzaru, a bastion of civilization.
What'd you call me?
And in that city, there are 7 merchant princes who rule and have complete autonomy over the sale of certain items and certain services. And one of those merchant princes is a wizard by the name of Wakanga Otamu. He is the merchant prince in charge of magical items. And right now, Scrotchbroth, you sit in his sitting room. You have been his chef for a few years now, and you stopped adventuring for quite some time due to some events in your past. You sit upon what is quite possibly the most comfortable wooden chair you've ever sat upon. Cushion chairs are not very popular in this part of the world. It gets quite hot, so they have these most beautiful wooden chairs, and this one is particularly comfortable. And you hold in your hands a teacup and saucer as you wait for the merchant prince. You see you're surrounded in an opulently decorated room with bookshelves around with spell books, scrolls, all with potent magical power. Like I said, Wakanga is the merchant prince of in charge of magical items in Port Nyanzaru and has complete monopoly on their sale. You are waiting for Wakanga to arrive. You've asked to speak with him regarding a friend of yours and the illness that has befallen him. While you wait, Scrotch, would you like to describe yourself?
I am Scrotchbroth, a Tabaxi barbarian, a big fat cat, and I'm a snow leopard, so I've got those kind of colourings behind me, although I moved away from the north in the snowy mountains to Port Nyanzaru, and have been living here for several years. I'm a chef by trade, and that's how I found work here in Port Nyanzaru, and I cook for Wakanga. And although I've never ventured into the jungle itself, I've heard a lot about the jungle and some of the things that go on there, so I can be informative if needed. And I'm here today, sat in this chair, which I'm massively oversized for, to speak to Wakanga. Because my dear friend, a fellow cook, a baker, has befallen a death curse, and I'm hoping that Wakanga can hopefully help him.
Excellent. I imagine you sitting very comically with this tiny teacup and saucer.
Yeah.
Like holding your hands barely fitting.
Being held by the claws. There's no actual claw touching it.
You've probably been waiting about...
drop falls out.
Yeah.
You've probably been waiting for about 20 minutes now. He's a busy man. He's got lots to do. Would you imagine you've just come out of the kitchens? Are you still wearing all your chef uniform, or are you...
Yeah, I've got the chef's hat on and an apron.
Awesome.
Yeah.
After a little while, the kind of double doors into the room swing open. You see 2 manservants have kind of swung open the door, and then you can see there is almost like a small group of people, like 4 more, all kind of walking towards, in very smart kind of robes and stuff. Two of them walk forward and come into the room and stand at either side of the door, and you see the merchant prince Wakanga Otamu being carried as he's kind of carried into the room, kind of being fanned as well by a giant leaf. This guy is inordinately wealthy. The entire place is lit by continual flame spells. A continual flame spell requires 50 gold pieces worth of ruby dust, and the whole place is kind of lit by this. It's just a sheer representation of dramatic opulence. As he kind of comes in and he's kind of seated down, someone continues to fan him. He puts a hand out, a glass is put in his hand, and the drink's poured for him. Takes a sip. Scrotch, my darling chef. It is. I'm so happy to have you here. How has your day been going so far? How are the kitchens?
The kitchens are spotless as usual.
Of course.
But I'm very worried because we're not getting as much fresh baked goods in as we usually would.
There's always the brioche.
There's always the brioche. It gets us all in the end. And I'm seriously worried about Clem.
Yeah, yes, of course. But the small talk is sorry. I love the small conversations with your wife. We should move on. We move on. Clem, the darling baker of mine who saved my life. No? Yes. I'm sure you remember. I raised him. Well, not myself, but I arranged for him to be raised from the dead. No cheap matter. I put a lot of money on the table. You know, it was a big favour. But you have been asking for me to try and help. Right? He's been grasped by this so-called death curse.
If you can.
Yes. Well, I sent my little helpers to research what was going on. Nobody seems to know exactly the source, but I have connections. You know, in the magical community, and I've found some information.
Oh.
Yes. Well, the death curse, it seems, has actually originated from Chult itself. It seems I've had information. Something about a device called the Soulmonger. It is, by all reports, seems to have something with capturing these souls. I do not know. All I know that it is in the jungle somewhere, apparently. I don't know where. Nobody does. But people are interested. In fact, a particular friend of mine, a lady by the name of Singer Sylvain, she's putting together an expedition, and she hopes to put this together. She herself is affected by the curse, and she is hoping to put this expedition together in order to stop it. Scrotch, I know you are an adventurer at heart. I imagine you've been getting itchy feet, and I thought I would invite you. She's putting together an expedition. I thought I'd invite you to join the expedition into the jungle, to adventure once again.
I'll do it for Clem.
Yes, and well, whilst you're out there, you can tell the people I'm expecting them any time soon. I actually have a request whilst you're in the jungle.
All right.
He goes, and you see one of the servants runs to the other side of the room, like his life depends on it, pulls a massive tome off the book, and puts his hand behind where the tome was, pulls out a small journal, puts the massive tome back on, passes it to someone else, who passes it to someone else, who opens it, puts it in front of Wakanga, and someone else turns the page. And he's looking there, kind of reading through it. He says, "This is a journal of a wizard who was in Chult. He was doing adventuring no one has seen him in centuries. He's been gone for such a long time. But he had a shield guardian, which is a kind of a construct, a creature made of metal and iron that he controlled. No one's seen him or the shield guardian. I have to assume the shield guardian is still in the jungle. If you can find it for me, I will pay you handsome, shall we say, in magic."
The shield guardian.
Yes, if you can find the shield guardian and bring it back to me, I will pay you handsomely for it. Just whilst you're out there, if you come across it, I would be much appreciated.
Yeah.
His name is Vaughn.
Vaughn?
Vaughn, yes.
Okay.
You will need to find a control amulet that will allow you to control the shield guardian, and then bring him back to me, and I will pay you for it.
Deal.
But yes, like I say, I should be expecting our friends anytime now. And just as he says that, the double doors open. A few hours ago, hundreds upon hundreds of miles, well over 1,000 miles further north, there is a ship. And the ship is rocking back and forward, have been sailing from the city of Waterdeep, a city of powerful people run by different masked lords. And as the ship kind of rows along, there's a vague groaning coming from beneath the deck. You see, the ship is carrying a passenger passenger by the name of Weaver. Weaver was born an Azimar, who are humans, but at some point in their family line they were touched by the divine, by the celestial. When Weaver was born, there were celebrations, parties, and an entire village thought they were blessed. Everyone expected great things from him, and his destiny seemed great. And befitting a gift of the gods, Weaver has an angelic guide who has been showing him the way to true virtue. And it is her voice, Weaver, you hear echoing through your mind, pushing through a splitting headache from last night's revelries as you rock back and forth feeling a little bit ill. Wake up, you damned fool!
Oh, come on, woman, we're still travelling!
You've been in you are in your 30s, you've achieved nothing. At least get out of bed!
I will get out of bed once we pass midday. We're not even at bloody Chult yet, woman.
Can you please take this seriously? For the first time in your entire life, you're listening to me. Well, in fact, you're not even listening to me. You're doing it for a damn recommendation. Just get out of bed, please. Anything. We're nearly in Baldur's Gate.
Fine. If it will get you off my back for 5 minutes, I will get out of this rickety bloody bed. And on that, I will grab my ostentatious wizard's hat, pull open a drawer in it, go into my little backy tray inside and start rolling up a fag. Sailors, they drink bitter bile. So, Weaver is, as you would expect, a glorious hunk of a man, shining, glowing. No, he's not that. He has a dad bod.
It sounds like Rinceman.
5 o'clock shadow. Kind of like greasy hair tied back. It's like, alright.
Told you that last drink would be a mistake, Weaver. Told you. Well, why would you listen to me? I'm only literally sent from the gods to tell you. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, your divine savior, saving me from that last fucking drink every time. What a use of your skills, woman. And I hike up my outfit. It's the most ostentatious, gaudy, stage-performing wizard you've ever seen. So stereotypical. Do prestidigitation, using my fingers to light up the cigarette. Right! We're almost here. I'm going on this grand quest to save the fucking world. Are you happy, woman?
Well, I'm not unhappy.
Good. Well, we're almost there.
I mean, you're not doing it for the right reasons, but I don't suppose that's merely a technicality, I suppose.
Well, technicalities are the spice of life, aren't they?
Do you remember what we're doing, Weaver?
We're going to see this great, powerful trade lord in Chult put an end to this death curse that's affected the land. I will eventually be the grand hero that our race demands.
Finally. He understands. Now, first step, obviously, I'm sure you know this. We're going to Baldur's Gate first.
Okay.
We're going to meet an adventurer. Her name is Sindra.
Sindra, right.
You must be polite. She is a wealthy lady. She is of an aristocracy. Compose yourself around her.
I won't sleep with this
Drink
one.
some damned water because you stink. Maybe have a bath. I don't. Just compose yourself, right?
Well, this is why I went to school. Prestidigitation, the smell off, make myself smell like roses.
Yes, school. If you call it a damned place a school.
It was a fine institution, I'd have you know.
A college of all places. Now listen. You can get this letter of recommendation. Your life can go back to normal, but just please. The gods have told me this is very important. This is world ending. Just keep your eye on the ball, Weaver. Promise me you'll do that.
Yes, Ma.
I despise your tone.
And I love you too.
For those that don't know, his angelic guide, no one else can see this. It does very much like Weaver's talking to himself. They usually appear through dreams and stuff like that, but Weaver's angelic guide has got fucking sick of him. Sorry, can I swear on this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fine. Weaver's angelic guide has got very...
fucking definitely.
I've already
Just
screwed that up a little bit.
I
Weaver's...
was like, wow, you've never seen our stream.
No, I haven't, no. Weaver's angelic guide is very sick of him and she talks to him constantly because he likes not doing what he's told. Just outside Baldur's Gate.
I get the octave thing.
Just outside Baldur's Gate, there's kind of like a forest which surrounds Baldur's Gate, but then there's like a decent amount of farm, like farmland between it.
Every time you talk.
And
Shouting out.
Anastriana,
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
I was just thinking.
you've been able to smell it for miles. You're fairly used to tracking stenches, especially given your usual prey. And you they don't tend to revile you as you are used to the aromas of rotting flesh. But this is a stink you are not used to. The unmistakable smell of a city. As you leave the tree line, you see it clinging to the coast in the distance. Huge walls surrounding all those people, all that noise, all that life. You look down at the scrap of cured hide in your hand that you peeled from the head of a ghoul, with a strange symbol tattooed upon it, and you think about the name that relates to that strange symbol. This mystery has so far escaped you, but you have managed to find out where it may have started, deep in the undead-infested jungles of Chult. As you gaze across the farmlands between you and the city, the wind blowing through your hair, Carrie, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, she's a high elf called Anastriana. She's pretty average in build and height. She's got short, roughly cut white hair. She's literally gone with a dagger just to like trim it, just to keep it out of the way. Shoulders are quite tense. She's got very good posture, but she's got a forever furrowed brow. She's just tracing the pattern on the, what was it called? Sorry.
It was like a tat. It's like you've kind of peeled like the skin off the head of a ghoul,
Yeah.
and you kind of cured it so it'll last.
Yeah,
it's like a
she's
bit of
just
scrap skin, basically.
sort of tracing around the pattern, sort of committing it to memory.
Grim.
I was like,
She's
well,
literally
you
well
sound
known.
like fun.
She's literally well known for killing undead.
An
and
undead slayer, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, and it
definitely.
shows, and that's the stink that you're kind
Yeah,
of used
she's
to.
not bothered
Do
at
you,
all.
do you perchance have a wolf's head necklace?
Of course, yes.
2 swords as well.
I mean,
Shall I toss you a coin?
if you would like to, yeah.
do you?
You should cut a picture for that.
So I suppose this journey's been quite long for you. You're used to kind of your kind of modus operandi is find out where there's undead, kill the undead, move on.
Essentially.
But yeah, you found this ghoul with this weird tattoo on its head, and you've managed to kind of track down what this tattoo might relate to, and a name came up, Raz Nazi, and you've tracked that name down to the jungle of Chult. And so you found that there's an expedition going to Chult, which works quite well for you. Place full of undead, perfect. Might get some more scalps while you're at it.
Indeed.
Has your journey been conversational, or do you just mostly stalking to the trees?
Mostly stalking into the trees. She's not the best at talking to people. So.
Yeah. And you're kind of coming towards.
I mean, she's cradling a skull. Well, a scrap of
Yeah.
skull.
I think it's more other people are uncomfortable around you.
It's a little bit of both, honestly. She doesn't really know how to start a conversation. Do you like my scalp?
With your character, I'm picturing Inglorious Bastard. I want my 100 Nazi scalps right now.
Excellent. So you start to walk down again through the farmland, perhaps avoiding people,
Yeah.
stalking stuff, making your way down.
Gloomstalkers, sticking
Yeah.
to the shadows.
Absolutely, kind of creeping around. On the other side of the city, actually, so you're kind of approaching from the south. On the other side of the city, coming from the north, Magmund. You've been walking for 10 days now. Sorry, clarification. A 10-day is a week in the Forgotten Realms. So a week is made of.
Don't pretend it didn't happen.
The death curse is getting worse.
No!
Can we edit a live stream?
No.
Curse is spread to the geek bar.
You've a 10-day in the Forgotten Realms is like a week. It's made up of 10 days. There's 3 10 days a month. And for multiple 10 days now, Magmund, you have been walking. A former soldier, you had settled onto a farm to rest your weary muscles and aching heart after years of fighting and a tough war. Your side, the dwarves of Mithril Hall, in conjunction with other dwarven clans, were victorious over the many arrows tribes of orcs who had joined forces with Frostlands. But nonetheless, the battle had taken its toll on you. But something made you leave your calm, peaceful life. Your brother, who had often hungered for adventure but was not capable of joining the war, searched for adventure in the jungles of Chult, a peninsula nearly 2,000 miles from where you call home. He joined a group of people known as the Company of the Yellow Banner, led by a Lord Brixton, and he had been sending messages to his wife via a magical item known as a sending stone. Around 6 months ago, he sent his last message, which his wife was written down for him. Deep in the jungle, goblins have kidnapped a friend of ours. Going to save them tonight. He is in somewhere called Yelyark. Love you always. She's written this kind of down on a scrap of paper. She put it into your hands. The last thing she said was, please, Maggie, please find him. Bring him back to me. You look up from that scrap of paper, the sending stone still wrapped in it, hoping perhaps to hear from him once again. And you see the city of Baldur's Gate before you. You know this is not your ultimate destination, but at the very least it's the next step in your journey. You're not used to cities and the noise of people, and the stench that comes with it is almost overpowering. But you know here is where you will find the woman who was putting together an expedition to Chult. And there, in the dangerous jungles of Chult, you hope to find your brother. Alan, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah.
That was bad time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why I was there.
Remember I said on the chips?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so that's not his fault then. Cool. Okay. Not one fucking meal. Not one meal.
One meal is alright.
Okay, so like I said, I'm an ex-soldier. I'm a paladin warrior. The monastery that I sort of grew up in was the monastery of
Dwarven god, wasn't it?
sword
Was it?
something, wasn't it?
Sorry?
It was the something sword.
I can't remember right now.
God damn it.
You told me yesterday and you said there's something sort of.
Yeah,
Oh, it goes the other way.
but it was yeah, I got a sword. Basically, me and my brother were orphaned as children, and we were found by a dwarven monk that took us to the place that I can't quite remember the name of right now.
I believe it was to Mithril Hall. We lived with dwarves, right? As orphans, I think. Is that right?
We did, but they were monks.
Moradin.
Stop saying stuff. You're making me forget more.
So much time to prepare it.
I did, but I thought he.
Good chat.
We prayed to.
Plate was fucking ridiculous. I think he melted the cheese on the plate. I think it burned it. It's crazy.
I'm kind of worried about
Hold
it being
that.
on plastic on the table.
That's the bit you wrote. What was the bit I wrote?
Do you want to come back to you?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
That's all right, no worries. We'll come back to you.
I've got one now, thank you.
But you're heading towards, nonetheless, the city of Baldur's Gate. A veritable nest of rats and vipers clinging to the rocky slopes overlooking the Chiontha River. From their high perches in the upper city, the local nobles, known as the Patriarchs, gaze down with veiled contempt upon the common rabble in the grimy lower city, which hugs the foggy harbour. Oriana,
Found it.
you wander the streets of Baldur's Gate, the city that has been your home and base for a few years now. As you wander the streets, you wear a hood that obscures your head and horns in order to not attract attention. Tieflings live in this city, but that doesn't mean you blend in with the crowd, with them out in the open. As you walk through the docks, you see a sailing ship flying a flag which bears an iron fist in flames, being boarded by armed people. You know this to be the symbol of the Flaming Fist, the mercenary group and de facto leaders in this city. Perhaps you wonder where they're going, to some far-off land. As you continue to wander, you go down some back streets, going through what most people know to be slums. Eventually you get to a nondescript door that looks to be weak on the hinges and rotting slightly. You knock on the door in the way your mentor told you to, and walk through it, without turning a knob and just walk straight through the door. You descend down a deep flight of stone stairs, twisting and turning, rising and falling, until eventually you come to another door. This one is much grander, made of stone with intricate carvings and silver filigree. and upon the door there is a small pin. You prick your finger, drawing forth blood, and the door melts away. Laid out before you is a room you are very familiar with. Light pours in from great glass windows, despite the fact you know you are hundreds of feet beneath ground. And you see ahead of you a walkway lined with reliquaries and bell jars full of obscure artifacts. You know the names of all of them. You even found quite a few of them, the tombs that you have raided. The walkway ends at a fine oak desk, and seated at this desk is your mentor. As you walk down the hall and draw back your hood, Chloe, would you like to describe your character?
Hello, I am Oriana. I am playing a tiefling. I am of a medium build, about 5'6". I have white eyes, purple hair and red skin. So I was born a tiefling to 2 human parents. Obviously, as much of a surprise as it was to them, you know, they weren't overly happy with it. So they gave me up just shortly after I was born, and I spent my whole childhood in and out of orphanages, but ended up on the streets because I just felt unloved, I think. I ended up in a life of crime and just didn't really do much for anyone but myself. One night, upon trying to break into someone's home to steal their things, I was caught, but instead of turning me over to the law or anything, my mentor, Dyron, he said that he could help me develop my skills and utilise them and use them more to my advantage. So I have spent many years working under him and knowing more about sneaking, stealing and deception. After all of these years, he's become more like a father to me. And yeah.
What's he called again?
Dyron.
Dyron. As you approach, Dyron kind of has been looking over a big tome. He's been writing his notes. He goes, Ariana, how are you? He kind of starts to come down from his step. You can see he walks with a bit of a limp, but you know it. He hasn't got a limp. He's as quick and lithe as he's ever been. He has to keep up pretenses, and he kind of hobbles over and he's like, how have you been? Have you got what I asked for?
I do. I reach into my backpack and pull out a nice shiny ruby.
That's it, thank you very much. That will sound very nice. Now, I told you, I believe, that I have a bit of a mission for you. A friend of mine, an acquaintance, she's putting together an expedition of sorts. You've heard of this death curse, right?
Yes, but I couldn't care too much about it.
Well,
Makes it easier to rob them when they're dead or undead.
I taught you well. Nonetheless, she's a good friend of mine. She has been afflicted by the curse. And she is putting together an expedition to where she believes it has originated, the jungle of Chult. Very far south, long way away. She says she'll be able to get you there very quick. Now, I would like you to go there for a couple of reasons. First, to help my friend. You know, I owe her a favour. It would be good if she didn't die. She's good for business, you know. She knows people. Second, I think it would be a good part for your training. You've been working with me very closely for all these years and become quite the archaeologist, shall we say. But I think you need to strike out by yourself. Find a group of people, an adventuring party like I was once, and use them to find tombs and pick out little trinkets, nice little things to put in our relics. If you could do that for me, I would be much appreciative. There was something else. As well as this, as well as completing your training, helping a friend, there is a item that is rumoured to dwell in Chult. I want you to collect for me. Now, I'm not going to say the name of this item.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to be in a position where everybody knows what you're after.
Okay.
I will send you the name of it later. But there is an item that your mentor has asked you to collect. Dyron, thank you. So Dyron has asked you to collect and bring back to him by any means possible. Now, as you know, we work quite closely with the Black Network. The Black Network is goes under the guise of the Zentarum. The Zentarum sell mercenaries to people, soldiers, bodyguards, city guard, that kind of thing. Those that know the Black Network know they also operate a black market, like a global black market. They have like power in every major throne room. Like they're always like a sneaky underground organisation. They operate quite heavily in Chult. Once you've got the item, I would like you to liaise with them. Let them know who you sold it on behalf of. They should pay me or you. I'll arrange it. And you should be able to get out of Chult unmolested, and they will take care of it being removed. Whilst you're in Chult, no doubt you'll need a guide. There is a member of the Zentarum called Roker. I've informed him of your arrival. He'll be keeping an eye out for you. He'll approach you. Nonetheless, no doubt, going into the jungles of Chult, you're going to need a guide. He knows a couple of guides, so he's told me that he'll be able to put you in contact. He might require a favour for their details, but a lot of the guides are under the thumb of one of these merchant princes, and it would be good for you to have someone that's not tied down in bureaucratic sense, a bit free of the kind of intention. Is this all amenable to you?
I can certainly try.
Any questions for me?
What if they don't like me?
Who?
These people I meant to meet.
Ariana,
my
have I taught you nothing?
My parents didn't like me.
No, your parents didn't like you because they knew who you were. You have to hide that. No. I'm not saying you should be ashamed, but you're right. People will find you intimidating. Deceive. This is what I've taught you. Wear a mask. They must never know who you are. If they know who you are, they will destroy you. Keep it locked up.
Okay.
You'll be fine. Just don't let them. The tiefling thing is unavoidable. We're stuck with it, I suppose. Well, you're stuck with it. I'm fine.
Just don't die.
Yes, just do what you can to make them like you. They don't have to actually like who you are. The thing that your parents didn't like, maybe they were right to not like it. Lock it away. Create a new self and present that to the world.
Okay.
Well, if you could be on your way, go to see Sindra. He gives you directions to where to go find her. It's in the fancier area of town, and she will tell you more details. And you should meet the rest of your companions there. I have every faith in you. I wish you the best of luck. Don't come back empty-handed.
I know the rule.
You very much know that he's a jovial man, but you don't want to piss this guy off. But like you say, you love this guy with a father figure, like a father figure. He waves you goodbye as you kind of go back into the streets. And through the narrow streets of Baldur's Gate, there are many inns, taverns, and even some restaurants. All of them have their own tales, their own myths and legends. Many of them have bards that play songs that sing of heroes of yore. And in one such tavern, named the Hopping Cauldron, the patrons gather round heroes telling their tales. Standing in the middle of the main room, on a table in this tavern, is a half-elf. Quaffine, all the patrons' eyes are on you as you spin the last kind of section of the tale. You can describe how you're acting if you want, or you can say it verbatim, it's up to you.
Yeah. So I've been stood there very confident. I'd get to the final part of my story where I would be throwing the last Eldritch Blast to kill the hag.
As you describe the last events, perhaps this is not the first time you've told this tale, and it certainly won't be the last, and as you describe as the hag exploded in the force of that kind of purple crackling energy gifted to you by your Fey patron, the tavern goes up in cheers. Everyone kind of goes forth, fills your tankard with ale, congratulates you, saying, "Oh, it's amazing to see what such an amazing folk hero. I've never known anyone to kill a hag, and you have killed so many."
Yes. All of the hags, at least 5.
At least 5. Oh, it's a miracle to be next to such a hero. Everyone is absolutely elated. And you're kind of sitting there basking in the red glory of everybody thinking you're a hero. Quathine, would you actually describe your character?
So I'm Quathine. I'm a half-elf warlock. Pretty short for, but because I look more human than I do elf. But I've been brought up around elves. Obviously looked down upon because I was human and elf. Yeah.
Dirty little mudblood.
Yeah, basically.
Left your home because elves are a bit annoying, really.
Elves are dick.
Yeah, same.
Relate.
Relatable.
You like the Tories.
No, they're the Tories. That's
As you're relaxing, perhaps having a drink, you know you've got to go see an adventure at some point, but what's the rush? You're kind of drinking your ale, and then you notice something. Your eye drops down. You go, piss me off. You know that things are more urgent than you initially thought.
Yeah.
Finish your drink. Yeah.
Downs the drink and gets going.
Everyone kind of woo as you run out the door, barrel down the streets, and going to the place that you have been told to go, the adventure you've been told to see. And these are our heroes. People hopefully are going to save the day and hopefully achieve their own things.
We're going to burn down the first tavern we see, you know that.
And the second. That's why I'm putting you in a jungle
But
where you
no.
can't kill anyone.
I need all of the taverns.
You
to
don't
tell
burn
all
down
of
the
my
pub.
stories.
I own the pub.
Father's Tavern's Quest.
You cross them off every time you burn them down.
tavern crawl.
It's like a bar crawl, except you don't drink, you burn. Awesome.
More excitable.
Well, all of you, have been invited to the home of Sindra Sylvain, a retired adventurer and merchant, with the exception of yourself, who's still in Chult, obviously. The rest of you. A uniformed attendant has led you all up a grand staircase to the 3rd floor and has ushered you into a wood-panelled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and a heavy table bearing goblets and bottles of wine. The darkly panelled walls are hung with maps and sea charts. Racks, shelves, and cabinets hold hundreds more kind of rolled up maps and charts. You're all sitting together, all 5 of you are sitting together in this room, these fancy chairs around this wine. Do you kind of talk to each other, interact? What's everyone doing in this room?
I very much stay towards the back with my hood up and keep myself to myself. Oriana doesn't want any part of this, not just yet.
Trying to gauge the room.
Yeah.
Well, this is a lively bunch of people, ain't it? You want to see a magic trick?
Yes.
Think of the deepest desire you ever wanted, my dear.
Okay.
Focus on that spell. Focus. And on that, I will cast my spell Smoke.
It is successful.
And from your desire, I pull my greatest desire. And I pull this fag end from behind her ear, light up and just prestidigitation. Nice to meet you, love. Weaver!
As your cigarette's lit, a manservant kind of comes up, pulls like a table over, puts like a little ashtray next to you, and then kind of runs off to get to the back of the room.
Ah, thank you, good sir.
Can I have one? I've never tried.
I try and do the same for her.
Yeah, you pull another cigarette.
There was a lot of dice rolling there. It was like,
Right,
no.
enjoy, trust me.
It's a very unstable spell.
Why do people like this?
It's a blessing and a curse, love. Don't worry about it.
Don't be giving light.
Don't you be questioning my choices, okay?
There are. Hang on, wax them while I do it again. Whose boots are those shoes? Whose coats is that jacket? Okay, I'm back in. There are plenty of ways to die in the world. My accent has gone completely somewhere else. There are plenty of ways to die in the world without breathing it in yourself. I'm alright. Could you go over there?
Magmond, I do apologise. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Fuck bollocks. I was going.
Skip past that.
Yeah, I'm happy to skip past it if you want your introduction to have been that. But
No. I had a bit in I found the bit that I need, so
Go on, then.
I will tell the party
From
of,
Somerset.
who I am.
Such
I'm
a
from.
different accent again.
I know it
It's not
shifts.
like, well-
I'm from all over. Me.
It is Welsh, West Country, whatever.
Farm manager.
I do live on a farm now, so it makes sense. But no, I was me and my brother Mungo were orphaned as babies. We were both Goliaths. He is a bit smaller in stature. He's only 6 foot, which is quite small for a Goliath, I think. I don't know. I've never seen any others. We live with dwarves, you see, and they were all very small and tiny. But yes, we were raised by a dwarven monk named Kakgrem, who was a monk at the Temple of the Sword. That's all it was. How annoying. I always forget. I've got a shifty mind. It's almost if I'm not focused on things, I forget about them. But yes, our father took us to the monastery, and we were raised as believers in the great god Tempest, the famous god of war. For those of you at home who don't know. Me and my father both had to go off to fight in the War of the Silver Marches, but my brother, being too young, never got to fight. I'd always felt that he needed to prove himself to me somehow. However, I never thought that at all. He was a brilliant researcher. Again, I have no idea what my accent's doing. But he would always send me through he loved sending messages, always texting that boy, thumbs like nobody's business. But he would always send me bits of information, about the enemy, about the drow and giants, drow giants, that would help sort of ways their maneuvers and little racial things about how they would behave and things, and it always seemed to give me the right piece of information at the right time. Going back Welsh, and he would always have the right thing, and that's why I was able to get through. But him himself was not necessarily leaned towards the fighting style. He could fight, but he was not a good fighter. I find it very easy to kill for some reason.
Death comes easy to Magmon.
Death comes easy to Magmon, and I became a paladin within the faith. But after many years of war and the loss of my father in front of me, again, I guess, twice, is a bit much. So I decided to settle and for a simpler life after the war ended, and become a simple farmer. Which, I'll be honest, wasn't going as well as I thought. Because killing things is easy, keeping them alive is difficult. As the weird voice in the sky said, my brother went off adventuring, trying to prove himself, to be the adventurer, and his wife hasn't heard from him. And she is a nagging bitch. She's been round every fucking day. No, seriously, no. She's concerned about him. So, and she's generally worried. So I thought I'd go and join this party to see if we could find him, because you seem to be looking in the same place.
Whilst this story's going on, Weaver's just decanting the wine on the table into a hip flask in his pocket.
Stop! I've told you. You're in a house for Lady Weaver.
We're going into a jungle. How else do I know when I'm going to get a vintage this good?
Everyone else sees Weaver talking to himself.
I just look into my forehead as I talk to myself.
I'm just gonna pick up my glass and just watch.
Yeah, I'm also.
As I argue side to side, you see my eyes going back and forth like I'm watching a tennis match.
I mean, it's when Magman's like explaining what is his character. Is he actually telling us? And
Yeah,
introducing
this was
himself
Magman
to us?
talking,
So
yeah.
we're all just staring at Weaver, totally ignoring
What are you
Magman.
I feel like that's quite fitting because you did tell me your backstory, but it was at like 2 a.m. and I did not listen. So
Everyone's looking at Weaver like talking to himself, and whilst Magmon and then chatting, it's like, oh, Everyone stop this.
Well, fuck you guys.
It wasn't as loud as that. I'm just kind of whispering to myself. It's like a whispered argument.
Yeah, you sort of doing that like even I sort of stop.
Yeah,
and
we're
look
all,
at
we're all
you.
like sort of side-eyeing you.
Yeah, perhaps
Right.
you trail off towards the end as you kind of like...
And now I'm here. What? What's going on? How do I get in my accent? It's good.
Does anyone else introduce themselves?
I could be from Newport because that's kind of Welsh kind of.
There you go. You're from the famous dwarven land of Newport. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just gonna like stub out that fag that he gave me. Like, what's in what the fuck are these
As you go
things?
to stub the fag out, someone appears with an ashtray, and you see absolute panic on his face. He's like,
Okay. Well, hello. I'm Anastriana. What's everyone else's name?
Cupine. That's so not how it's pronounced, but that's what we're going with now.
you fine.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How do you spell that?
Queefine.
Queefin.
Queefin it is.
I've got a spell to solve that problem. I am, if you can't guess from my uniform, staff and pointy hat, weaver, master of magic at your service. This is good.
Sorry, it's just small split shit.
Oh, Mel.
Back to chat.
Hello, Mel.
Nice to make your acquaintance. Now, if you could be quiet, I am quite
Did I
hungover.
just say ho?
No, this is Malcolm though.
Malcolm.
Oh, all that was loaded was the ho at one point.
All I can say, Malcolm, is shut up or I'll do a fucking Scottish accent. And you won't like that.
Awesome. So a few of you introduce. Oriana, I suppose you just sit at the back of the room, not talking.
Yeah.
Hood up, sunken in my chair, just
Weaver will have a particular, just like one eye towards you because he's interested.
You perhaps, again, have to act on this. You think of your mentor telling you, hide who you are, but keep people close. You never know when you need to throw someone into a trap. Don't need to act upon that now, but that is some advice you definitely.
those words echo in the back of my mind, and I think, well, shit. Sociable me it is.
Like every day.
my morning struggles. So, well, hello then, everyone. I'm Oriana. Please don't ask too much.
Why?
Why?
Oh, why?
Why would you not want us to ask the questions?
I was going to say I wasn't going to ask you anything, but now I'm intrigued.
Yes.
Why not ask questions?
Because, okay?
I
We'll throw up.
just think it's interesting. I wonder what your guys' interactions are going to be. We've got Devil Girl and Angel Boy. I don't know how this is going to be. I don't know whether she.
And somehow you're a dick and she's lovely.
You put it the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
You're
am
both
lovely.
dicks. You're both dicks, sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
I was paying attention.
Tieflings are born of shame. Azamar are born of joy.
But I'm a big fucking shame.
And you're both disappointments.
Thanks, Mom.
Why I'm eating my fucking dinner. Oh yeah, can I have just coffee?
Sorry?
I'm a big lad, can I just coffee?
You've spoken to one of the servants and they've run over them like.
Yeah, they brought food. There's kind of different foods and stuff. Perhaps you've. I like to think they put down a sharing platter. Magmon picked up the platter.
Yeah.
What's everyone else having?
Disclaimer, this D&D will bring up a lot of childhood trauma.
Yeah.
I'm counting on it. After a while, perhaps you.
Fucking reach.
Are you okay?
You just hit yourself.
Hit yourself.
This is going well.
Roll for damage.
Oh dear.
I pulled my sleeve down.
Oh, an 18.
And I just pinged myself.
Such a fan of. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is an audio medium. I'm sorry you don't get to see the slapstick comedy which is happening today.
Emphasis on the word slap.
Oh my
You
god.
okay?
Just twinged herself with her hairband.
And I was like, I'm gonna go over here now.
I've heard of anger management. Jesus fucking Christ.
As you're all conversing, perhaps they're getting another platter of foods put down. You all hear from the back of the room. You see what you initially thought was maybe like a, in this pristine room, unusual to see like a pile of almost like blankets and stuff in the back corner. Are you alright? Do we need a minute?
So like I say, why?
I'm not very good at talking about myself.
Well, you know you are.
Well, I'm not. No one's ever asked me before. I don't know how to respond, but just...
It's a tiefling thing, my dear boy. They're edgier than Satsumas.
What's a satsuma?
Well, arcane knowledge. I found it in a book that this fruit in Chult sharp as anything.
A bowl of round oranges is put in front of you.
And these are itchy.
No, you're supposed to peel.
Wow, these are horrible.
It might have been lost in translation.
You see, the servants kind of standing in the back share a withering look.
Kind of, my tail just kind of reaches round and flicks one into my hand.
Oh, you're like a satsuma. You've got layers. No,
I believe that's ogres in the arcane
And onions. And
you've got a peel in segments. No.
Yeah.
That's not
layers.
I have a sour exterior, but my inside is just
I'm a
mushy and
giant.
watery.
You've got a sour
I can't
exterior, when you
remember
take the
what I am.
exterior off, you fall to pieces. Is that
Yes. That is how you are like a fruit.
Ooh,
the tough exterior, which your
I've
mentor
heard of
was...
some oranges by Terry. They're supposed to be quite good.
Ah, the great arcane master Terry,
Not
who
sponsored, but open
combined
to
chocolate
suggestions. So,
and orange.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are other chocolate orange flavoured items out there available, not just Terry chocolate orange.
no. If you get me
But
free
are
Terry
any
chocolate orange.
But are any superior than Terry's chocolate oranges?
Oh, the ones with popping candy. They're my favourite.
Yes.
Anyway,
You see...
I really want to Terry chocolate orange now.
At the back of the room, perhaps when you all thought this pristine room is unusual to see like a pile of blankets just sitting on a chair. But then all of a sudden you hear a...
Oh, it's Julia.
come from come from the chair, and now you look, you actually see there is a woman sat beneath kind of all these blankets. She's so kind of wrapped up, and you hear her wheeze, and she's like, "I'm glad you've all
That's not what I want to say.
I'm glad you've all answered my call." One of the servants goes up and kind of picks her up by her arm, and she starts to hobble.
Do you want
over.
one of these oranges? They're supposed to help, aren't they?
Yes, thank you. And the servant peels it for her, because you see she struggles, but then it gets peeled for her.
at this note, I will stand up to my full height, stretching up higher than my usual hungover look exterior. Grab my staff and look majestic as any wizard should be from legend.
Please, friends, sit.
Oh well, if you insist.
You come on great recommendation.
Well, thank you. The college is so glad to be of service to one of such your standing.
The Black Staff, she's a good friend of mine.
Hi Max, can I have a Pepsi please? And one for Julia as well. And an apple juice
And a
for
water.
Louise. And
Chloe.
a...
What?
Louise?
Oh my
I did it again.
Chloe.
Chloe.
It's like 3 times now.
And a water for Kerry.
You know we've lost a
Could you
member of
come
our
take a
party
drink,
now
Gordon?
forever.
Cheers man, thanks. Please.
I think I posted that.
She kind of hobbles over
I
towards
need
you
to
all,
hide.
and she takes
Yeah.
a seat.
Probably get napkin.
She says, as I'm sure you all have.
All I can hear is Julia laughing down the phone.
On the other side of the table!
And who's
Order me
Louise?
a water.
Chloe!
You said Louise like 3 times.
The streams cannot
Very
work.
obvious.
Yeah, sorry everybody. Brief snack interruption.
Yeah.
That was so well
I
timed.
didn't fucking touch it. It just fell over.
He's outside.
Oh,
You went for a smoke.
Oh, that went well, didn't it?
Could I have Pepsi, please?
Could I also have a Pepsi, please?
And Chloe would like an apple juice.
No, I thank you. And water for
Harry.
Kerry. Yeah.
You good?
I should probably get a backup beer, please.
Backup beer.
Would you like a Corona or a Lost?
Well, where I've lost, I've drank all your losts.
Oh, this is what?
You haven't.
Well, all the losts have gone, I think.
Yeah, it's on.
You've sold 30 cans of Lost?
Oh, have you got some downstairs?
Yes.
Got lost.
Could you put on ice for me and then I'll
They're in the
in-
big fridge.
they're in the-
Yeah.
then I'll get
Yeah, I
another lost,
remember.
please.
I remember Thingy taking them down.
I'm guessing this stream's on break now.
No,
No,
they're enjoying the
still
audio.
live.
It's part of the experience.
Hi,
It
fans!
is D&D at the Geek Bar.
You're getting the real bar experience.
Right.
Where's Kerry gone?
Toilet, I think.
Goodness gracious.
Pope in.
Sorry?
What?
Hmm?
No.
It's gone for a slash!
Yeah, wait for it. It just says hut and then sheep.
So,
No, wait, not this one.
Right.
Oh, you put it on top of everything. I forgot to tell you to move it down.
Ho.
It does say ho sheep.
it's the kind of sheep I like.
The,
Oddly though, I'm allergic to wool and I cannot sing,
the,
which is weird for a Goliath.
The lady draped in blankets takes a seat down by the table near you, kind of. As I'm sure you've all guessed, my name is Sindra Sylvain. I was an adventurer years ago. Once in a fight I died, and I've been raised from the dead.
Would you like one of these for your condition? I pull out
Can I ask a
pre-rolled
question?
from my hat. I hear it's very good
What,
for...
what is it?
It's another fag. It's
She,
just like...
she holds. She leans down. She holds it.
It's the newest rage in the wizarding world. Very good for your health.
She looks at it. Looks at you. Thank you.
Very good for respiratory development. It's almost like training your lungs.
Puts it away in her little coat.
I would just say knock it out for hand because it's not.
Oh, you can try if you want to try and knock it out of the hand.
No, but I've not tried it.
Oh, okay. She says,
I'm just earls.
She says, the death curse is why I brought you all here. I
No,
am.
thank you. I don't want on.
The death guy?
Yes.
So have you been paying attention at the beginning?
It's like
People are dead. People who have been regurgitated.
People that have been brought back from the dead. People that have been
Dying.
brought back from the dead are dying. And that is why I am so poorly. I'm slipping back towards the death I once denied.
So it's not the COVID.
Sorry?
It's not the COVID then.
No, I've
That's the
vaccinated
COVID.
myself against that. I have avoided any
You're a
COVID.
clever person.
Absolutely. Sindra Sylvain supports vaccinations.
There we go. Not only Transformers can have messages, kids. Although I don't think you have them in yours anymore.
I don't know how much longer I'll last before I perish. Clerics, well, they offer no help, but they're confused by what is going on. I have contacts within the Harpers. You would all know. In fact, I'm going to give me a history check.
Oh,
Something
no.
who gets higher than
First
15.
dice roll. Sorry, history.
Yeah.
That's a 22. I know
I
our
got
shit.
22 as well!
Oh, we know our shit. For someone who's proficient in history, I rolled a 9.
I got 6.
Incredible. Magmon, you've no idea who the Harpers are.
Well, I don't think I would. I hate
No,
things.
yeah, well, that's true.
I'm a hitter of things and a believer in God. Or a God.
I didn't make it.
She says, so those of you that got more than 15, sorry, unfortunately Scrotch isn't here.
Yeah, right.
You're already there.
There I am. Finally.
Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, so the people that got higher than 15, you know the Harpers are like I've had lots of different roles throughout history, but they are, at this present moment, almost like a kind of spy network. Like there are,
What was
what's
the
the
straw?
game? You would know the Harpers
Brave
are...
man, Jesus.
Nice save. Julian somehow fucked it up.
I was like, I'm gonna drop this.
You know the Harpers are an organisation of kind of spies. They kind of work for the greater good of the people
Love
of the
you,
kingdom.
Max.
You're welcome.
Jesus.
Cheers.
No.
I'm sorry.
He
just watching.
was a
This
black
is
guy.
We need to get a camera. Yeah, you know the Harpers are like a spy network that work for the greater good of the kingdom and for
For
people.
their greater good.
They don't trust. They kind of don't like tyrants, that kind of thing. And she says, "My contacts in the Harpers have learned that the cause of the death curse is a necromantic artifact known as the Soulmonger, and I know it is in somewhere called Chult, which is why I've gathered you all together and why I think you all have your own reasons to go to Chult. It is a peninsula ringed with mountains and choked by rainforests, and it is many hundreds of miles from here. Now, working from dozens of sea charts, logbooks and explorers' journals, I have assembled everything known about the current state of Chult into one map." And she kind of, one of her servants pulls forth a map and lays it out before you.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like there's a lot.
Well,
Right.
this is the most complete map of the peninsula we have. Very little is known about what rests within the jungle.
Ah.
So the middle bit.
Yes,
The majority.
yes. Trust me, there are people that would kill for this.
Would you say it's
I
a
have a
manifest
question.
destiny to claim this land?
What?
No, it is. No.
What?
There are people that live there.
What? You using big words, mate. What's that mean?
I mean, it's water deep on Baldur's Gate. Right to claim such a land and civilize it for the betterment of the world.
Sorry, is this anyone's?
I believe that's yours, dude.
I think there should be an apple juice.
I think that should be an apple juice.
It's definitely not.
Damn it,
I mean,
Max.
it's yours now. We were literally just talking about. He's downstairs. He won't hear you. He's back up now.
Ah, he's just picked up the apples.
Yeah, see, it's okay.
Cool. So yeah, she says.
Oh, but that's
What did you had a question? Sorry.
My question is, who got to there without going through that bit?
No, you see.
So there's a whole section there.
They're mountains. You can see them from miles away.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. Oops. That was nice. Very odd. So why would you jump over a section? It seems like just walk through the jungle with your hands on your eyes.
Oh, I can
Nope.
explain that. In wizard terms, that's a fucking bad hangover.
Get inspiration. I like that.
Yeah! First inspiration.
Where's the Haribo? Oh, it's gone.
He ate them.
I hate the Haribo. The Haribo was not inspiration.
This is a reroll, it's even better.
So inspiration.
Well, Haribo.
Inspiration must be declared before you use it. So you can't roll and go, oh, that was shit. Can I use my inspiration? Just so it's for big rolls. When you're like, I need this to succeed, you'll give yourself a note.
Can we carry them over game per game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
She says, if you are willing to take up this quest, I will teleport us all to Port Nyanzaru, which is the main city of Chult. I will teleport us there. I will reward you all with a magical item from my collection if you undertake this
What's
quest.
a teleport?
With
Let's go.
magic, I can make us from here to there, like that.
You mean I don't have to get another fucking ship? I'm in!
I ask you, please, find the Soulmonger, destroy it, and end the death curse.
How much are we getting paid for this?
Ooh, question.
I am willing to part with one of my powerful magical items.
Only one. There's 6 of us.
No, one each. I will let you choose
Okay.
from my
I don't
collection.
worry with that.
Over my years of adventuring, I have collected a great many items, and I'm
Name
willing
3.
to choose. We can negotiate terms upon your return. I will do anything to survive, and I want you all, please. Will you do this?
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, sure, I'm in.
Oh, that was last game.
Providing you send what I did to my colleagues in Waterdeep, I am more than happy to aid in your obligations to save the world from mass destruction.
Of course. No, I will.
Then by the decree of the Council of Waterdeep by Article 3.5 of Aiding Treaty for another colonizing state, I will help you as their representative.
I'm not sure I'm gonna like it.
No, you have inspiration.
Please sign here as receipt of my service.
She says, "Oh, it's funny you should say that. You were all given contracts that you are asked to sign, saying that you will, in exchange for a magical item, you will end the death curse. If you're successful, you will get a gift." Yes.
Can you throw in some supplies? Some arrows, some rations?
I can provide you all with some gold to help with the services that you might require.
Okay.
Can I use an Arcana check to see if these scrolls are worded in this particular way that would then make them out to be magical or a spell or something?
Give me just a straight intelligence check.
Oh, that's not my strong suit. Natural 20.
That was
Wow.
insane. It
That
was
was-
almost a 14, and then it just went click.
Weighted. No, you. Yes, you.
Nope. I mean, that's a very good roll. Yeah, no. We're
So
good.
you know this. This is fairly simple contract. Just like I will give you. It's basically more for you guys. She's like, I will give you this if you end the death curse. You can see it's kind of the name of Sindra's now.
Can I ask what the fuck is going on? Where am I from?
Everyone.
You said you're from London. Can I ask what happens if you die? In the meantime, you
Well-
don't seem well.
Nobody knows. Obviously,
Alright.
no one's been able to.
QI?
Sorry.
What?
No one's been able to be resurrected, especially after the fallenness. And then any attempts to contact the dead has been unsuccessful. So we think they may be being trapped in this soulmonger. The souls are being sucked to Chult.
So if we're successful, you would be alright.
Hopefully, yes.
I believe, as I'm reading with my monocle, I believe what she's saying is, if you die on this quest, you die in real life.
Yes, that's.
What's real life?
Oh, my darling, we have so little time to talk about this.
Darling.
If you.
Is it just going to be the 5 of us?
No. I'm going to
There's
take.
6 of us round.
Shit, I said six.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
It's
there's
fine.
5 of us here.
I'm-
No,
Unless
that-
you plan on taking
No,
Sindra.
no. Sorry, I'm thinking about Ma. You don't need to know Ma.
Look,
Who is
you're
this?
looking insane. Keep your mouth shut. I will talk to you. I don't need you to talk to me.
Oh, do I need to go back to my... never mind, not now.
Have you brought your mother with you?
No.
Is she very small?
Damn it, I'm going Russian now. Being a military lad, my accent changes depending on who I'm talking with.
I was doing an American accent the other night, and as I was doing it, every single player adopted it involuntarily. Like they just started speaking. It was insane.
Maybe you'll meet her one day.
Is she in your pocket?
No.
Is that Jackie?
Do you all sign the contract?
I will sign the
Oh,
contract.
sorry, she was answering your question. She goes, "We are going. I am friends with one of the merchant princes that rule Port Nyanzaru. He says he has a friend that someone who works for him who will be joining you. He has a lot of local knowledge. I expect you will need a guide as well as him, but you will be meeting him as a tabaxi, catfolk. You've probably never seen one before. I will introduce you to him. I will take it. Imagine a cat, but big, with arms and legs.
Don't they usually
Can't
have
do it.
arms and legs?
Sorry?
Don't they usually have arms and legs?
Yes,
No, they
I
just have
definitely
legs.
seen cats with arms and legs.
No, they have legs
tail.
usually.
I don't know in your
Cat with no
country.
tail?
They definitely
No,
have
they do have a
four.
tail.
Four.
Oh, he has a tail.
Oh, 4 legs.
Arms as well.
You see, Sindra kind of eyes you all up.
Are they not all legs?
Can I have gold up front?
No, I will give
But
you.
I need to buy supplies.
Yes, no, hang on. She provides you
How do you
all.
not have your own arrows?
She provides you all with a
I
coin
want more.
purse. Provides you all with a coin purse with 50 gold pieces.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Go!
She says, I'll teleport you. We're going to meet one of the merchant princes, and there we will meet a tabaxi
For not getting to you.
by the name of Scotch Broth.
Oh, there's a lot of reading.
Read what I know, yeah.
So, you all sign the contracts. You all
Yeah.
take your 50 gold pieces. She stands up and she starts to chant some arcane words. She kind of does arm gestures. For a moment, she looks more powerful than she did before. You see her eyes glow faintly, then she kind of puts her arms down. The world around you melts away. You see you are surrounded by complete darkness, and you feel your bodies get heavy. So heavy.
I'm not used to this.
The bodies become light. You become lighter than air, then heavy again.
Oh, as we're doing this teleportation, I must ask the rule. What are you doing about spell components in this game? Do I need to buy them beforehand, or
No, oh, I
Why
forget
are we
with.
teleporting?
No, you have a spellcasting bonus, don't you?
oh,
It's up to you if you want to have a.
if you're happy to have a spell focus, I'll go for that.
Oh, we'll go with that. It's up to you. It would either be that or a component pouch, which is just will have all your stuff in it. So it's not. You don't need to unless it has a monetary value next to it. You do have. If it has money next to the
For
value.
the cheaper spells, we'll just say it's in my hat.
So spells that cost, for example, some spells like Revivify will say a diamond worth 300 gold pieces.
I tend to go for the cheaper spells. So.
Cheaper spells, if it has a gold value next to it, you have to have it. If it doesn't
Okay.
have a gold value next to it, it's assumed you can.
Okay, cool.
Find it, forage it, whatever.
You become light and heavy, and light, and then the world comes back into colour around you.
I definitely feel like I'm going to throw up.
What is that?
It's on me! It's on me!
As Magmund and Anastriana throw up onto a stone floor, you appear in a tropical city.
That's
under a-
what happens when you curdle white centaurins all over the place. Never have milk-based alcohol
Conrad.
and teleport.
You appear in a tropical city under a blazing sun. The familiar
Oh, great.
sounds.
Puking hot. That's what we want.
The familiar sounds of a harbour, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones, mingle with the voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language, filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharf. Side smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Beyond that, Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of colour. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and salmon pink, while their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes.
Do you stop sniffing your dice tray?
Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colourful flowers, or is draped in leafy, flowering vines. Minstrels in bright coloured clothing play on the streets. A crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes races past you, squealing in delighted terror as a street performer, costumed as a big-toothed lizard, stomps past and roars behind them. They run off, giggling. You see, as you're standing in the port, huge creatures, giant lizards. You would all know them as dinosaurs. There is someone sitting on the back of a brontosaurus, riding it through town as it pulls a cart full of stuff. You see a triceratops operating a big wheel that's kind of twisting, kind of pulling boats into port, kind of wandering around town. This entire city is bristling with people and giant reptilian monsters. Welcome. Welcome to Chult. More specifically, Port Nyanzaru. Would you like to go meet the merchant prince?
I believe introductions should be in order, aye.
Why can't you just teleport us there?
Could I have a wash?
There are many bathhouses in the city.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. My bad. A lot of uni frat days, it was the usual wizards would get rid of their own puke. Prejudicitation, the puke off. So a lot of like gold swirling magic will go around his wet leg, and then finally a feather duster illusion will appear and just and then go.
I can still smell it.
No, it'll clean off the smell as well.
There are many
No, it
baths.
doesn't.
There are many bathhouses in Port Nyanzaru if you would like. Wakanga might let you use his. You walk through the city of Port Nyanzaru. You said you asked her why could she just transport you there. I'm more familiar with the port. If I tried, we might have found ourselves inside a wall. That wouldn't have been particularly pleasant.
Oh, that doesn't sound nice at all.
She leads you through the city streets. You can kind of see, like I said, the whole city is bustling with people. You can see people walking to and from. You can see there's massive water butts on top of a lot of the ceilings, and you can see contraptions wheeled up to them. A few people kind of very ingenious here. You can see there's kind of washing strung out. You can see there's You hear as steam rises from the bottom as there's kind of underfloor heating, and like I say, giant dinosaurs walking past. You go past. At one point, as you're walking along, someone runs past and goes, "Get back! Get back! Dinosaur race coming through!" And you all have to slam against the wall as you see 5 dinosaurs sprinting down the street. One of which is someone on the back of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like a smaller Tyrannosaurus Rex.
So
I didn't know my stepmother lived here.
As you say that, the dinosaur goes to bite at you. The rider kind of reels him in and lashes them forth, and they all barrage down the
she
street.
heard you.
She's a tyrant.
From what I know of you, Weaver, you might be interested to know that you could gamble on these dinosaur races.
Ooh, like an eyebrow will raise unnaturally high on his angelic forehead.
You walk through town and you start to go into you get towards a really nice, fancy area. Looks like a really nice village. You see all the kind of the chaos of the city starts to die down a little bit. She says, "This is Merchant Prince Wakanga's villa." The doors swing open. You kind of walk down. You can see there's opulent decorations. You can see again those continual flame spells are happening. And you see the guards. Someone comes up, Sindra has a conversation with one of the manservants who kind of nods, passes you on to someone else, who passes you on to someone else, and they kind of escort you through. 2 people open the door. Where's Wakanga gone? They're here. And the door opens, and you see Snow Leopard Tabaxi sitting down with a teacup and saucer.
Oh, has arms and legs.
And a tail.
Tail.
Where's the tail?
Sail. There's a small area in the back of the chair
Whoa.
just poked through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you sat on it, does that not hurt?
Well, these are actually legs. I just learned to use them as arms.
Fascinating.
Thank you, I always wanted to know the answer to
Yeah.
that.
So I say fingers or toes?
Question, you don't have thumbs.
Fingers when I'm
How do
eating.
you hold things?
Toes when I'm running.
This is good answer.
That doesn't even make sense. You need thumbs to eat, but not to run.
I'm gonna just adjust my monocle.
I feel
Fascinating.
like there's no thumbs, so how do you hold?
I don't know what to say.
In Chult, you look
How are you
more like
doing
your primal instinct cat, but in Waterdeep we have your tabby strays. It's nice to see some diversity within your racial pool. I just pull out my notebook and just start
I don't know for definite.
noting notes.
And it was in that moment the Weaver invented cat
Racism.
eugenics. Hey, and you see Wakanga goes, "Hey, Sindra!" And she brings her in for a big hug. Come, please, you must go rest. She kind of pulls out a little coin purse and says, yes, I'll give it to him. Sindra turns around. "I wish you all the best of luck. Please, save not only my life, but the life of adventurers all around the world." And she starts to walk out of the room. Wakanga goes, "Sindra said this was for you." She passes you a coin purse, 50 gold pieces for expenses, that kind of thing. Welcome, everybody, to Port Nyanzaru, to Chult, and to my house. My name is Wakanga Otamu. I'm one of the 7 merchant princes here in the city, and I am in charge of the magical items here. It is a pleasure to host you here. I hope you are comfortable. I believe you're all here to adventure into the jungle, is that right?
Yes.
I believe so.
Define magical items.
Are you interested, my dear boy? I sell scrolls, I sell magical weapons. I have a good friend who sells weapons. I can enchant her weapons for her, and she can sell them to you. I have a great many things. What would you be interested in?
Well, since we're going into the jungle, an ever-flowing chalice or an ever-flowing water skin could potentially be of use.
You see, no, this is not I sell potions, I sell spell scrolls. You are thinking too grand, friend. No, I can talk to my good friend, one of the other merchant princes. She can organize for you magical weapons. She has the name Ekin Afa. She can sell weapons that I have enchanted with magical spells if you are interested.
I have.
Excuse me.
That's so in character as well.
Teleportation always makes me a little windy.
A little windy.
Can I
So I actually have I have my own battle axe. I call her Mother. Can I?
You call her.
I call it Mother.
It feels either very cute or very tragic.
Well, I don't actually know. I wouldn't actually call it Mother because I don't have one.
I love you, Mum.
I love you, Mother. No, forget her name. I'll work on that.
Absolutely.
But could you imbibe it with your magical what's it for a bit less, save some money?
Yes, so I could do this. Let me have a think. That would cost you. Not too expensive. 400 gold pieces.
Cool. You may want to get what we call in Waterdeep alone.
Hey, you go to the. I have different ways to make money. You can gamble on the dinosaur races. You can make a pretty penny. But the jungles of Chult, they are full of treasure. The people that return, when they do return, it is occasional. They have many coins.
My friend, as an insurance policy, how would you all lesser health potions?
He looks wealthy.
Oh, my boy, this is an illusion. We call this wealth investments. You see, the money isn't real. It's all in a magical flow called we call the stock market in Waterdeep. It's neither here nor there. But the money is real.
This man, he's
It's
full
a-
of shit.
But at the same time, it's a dream. It's in a never state, if you will, called an investment.
Oh,
It's got a character in it.
I'm
Is
sure
anyone
You see Wakanga's
do
eyes
you
light
have
up.
any gold or not? I don't know what he said.
You see Wakanga's eyes light up as you
I
start
think he
talking
has
about.
drank it all. He's drunk all his gold.
Have you ever called this concept called a check?
After I towards Warlock.
Yes, I am familiar with loans. I am a merchant prince, of course. I am familiar with loans.
Yeah.
However, I do not tend to extend credit to those I'm not certain will pay it back. I sell elf potions. I can sell you for 80 gold pieces.
We want to
80.
hit things.
What about a lesser health potions? I know they exist. I know they're not
Later.
popular with the customers, but I know the existence.
I know what you're talking. I do not sell bad goods. We do not sell them here.
Do
What
you
kind
sell
of
arrows?
health could we expect from a health potion?
Can you afford
If I
it?
was to put it in a mathematical term, somewhere between 4 and 10 hit points.
And 80 gold.
Yes.
For what?
For one elf potion.
It's expensive.
The resources are hard to get here. I don't know what you expect. I don't know where I'm from.
I think the best thing is just don't get it. It's easier.
Yes.
I'll
Well, there's a,
do. Can I barter with him? And
you can
try and get
absolutely
him?
try. Give me a persuasion check.
Fuck.
I'm gonna.
Oh!
You
Okay.
You're
Wait.
charismatic as hell.
Yeah. I just see. Does
Not
he,
when I roll like that, I'm not.
That's
Are
not. I'm telling you now. He goes. You are. I can see great potential. Have you ever considered becoming a merchant?
I might do
Can
that.
I can I try and somewhat intimidate and press him and see if
Give me an intimidation check. So well, this guy's
Is
fit.
this
Try and
Wakanga?
intimidate the merchant prince.
Okay,
you say.
Can I, before she intimidates you, can I get a little bit flirty? Can I be like,
With him?
yes, I don't know why I'm French now, but I am.
Just because my
I keep
accent is
going
from
for
France.
Because you're flirting, that's fine.
I'm flirting now, so I am going to talk to you in the language of love. I would like to find a way that we could. I'm not even French anymore. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Discount.
Come to a deal.
Come to some kind of arrangement. I can be very persuasive
Give me-
when I want to be.
Give me a. I'll call it
Sounds
a.
like French.
Give me a persuasion check.
Thank you, because that's the one I'm very good at.
Yes, same, but I
Once
rolled a
again,
9.
Before
So.
Chloe goes, I also want to make a persuasion check. if
Apparently,
this
you
is
don't
go
like
well.
boys or girls.
What did you get?
10
10.
with a +6.
He looks at you and he says, "My friend, that is not the kind of thing you will find here. There are many houses of pleasure in the city if that is what you're after, but I'm not going to give you elf potion for it."
No, I don't want a fucking
Good
Welsh health potion. I want an axe.
My
Oh.
I
friend,
want my axe to
my
it.
friend. If
I'm
we're-
worth more than 80 gold, mate. The things I learnt in the field will do things to you that no.
You were about to torment you for years!
I still haven't recovered after that guy did it to me.
my dear friend, my trade prince. This is a curse that's affecting trade all over. You have a lot
Ooh,
of powerful
he's going Spock on
friends
it.
That is true.
being kept alive by resurrection, that powerful spell.
Yes, and
But if that-
one of my best chefs, in fact.
But if that is being ruined, your trade goes down, these lords die, and your palate suffers if this curse carries on. Would you give us a couple of free health potions to ensure we continue your comfortable
My
lifestyle.
friend, there are many people which are endeavouring to stop the death curse.
But
and
are
nobody
they
stop-
stupid enough to go into the jungle? Are they qualified as us? Do they have recommendations from the Lords of Waterdeep that we will fulfill this task?
I killed a hag.
I don't
It
think.
kills the
They are.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay.
Do
I'm
we
somewhat
have those
inspired.
things? No.
Oh fuck, that's only a What do I? I'll use my inspiration now.
No, you
No,
already
you have
said
to
you have to
say-
do it
Oh
before.
fuck, never mind. That's
No.
No, we're on the same
So,
team.
You're gonna try intimidation?
Yeah, not scared, but I walk up to him and my tail kind of creeps around and.
This does not feel like intimidation.
It doesn't. No,
Are
it
we
doesn't
flirting
wrap
or
around.
fighting?
Are you sexually
No, it
intimidated?
doesn't wrap around
I
here.
don't think
It
these.
just kind of.
I don't
Alright,
think
Mouse
these
fella.
to the
It kind
table.
of coils round down by my side on show, and it so he knows what I am, and I'm like, "Are you sure?"
And you got
can't
funny
do it
colour
to
skin.
her.
Can it be obvious what you are?
Give me a persuasion
Not
check.
that obvious.
No, give me an intimidation check.
Never mind.
You
Can
start
I-
to stand close, and he goes whistles, and you see 4 people surround you. All of a sudden, he's like, "I think you need to be careful how you talk to me, huh?
It was
You are in my home. I am one of the rulers of this city. Do not be getting clever with me. I have entertained you because my friend has recommended you to me. Be careful." Sorry, my friend. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So, merchant.
You're sat there going, who the fuck
Wakanga.
are
My
these
name is
dicks?
Wakanga.
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 Where can I go and gamble on these dinosaurs?
Ah, I
We're
see.
outside.
Yes, well, if you go to somewhere in the city.
Probably the race course, I would imagine.
If we
The
all
race
bet on
course is the
different
entire
dinosaurs-
city.
Oh shit, yeah, we got away, didn't we?
Yeah, we had to
If,
move.
if we
I'm
all bet
combining
on
2
different
campaigns I've done
dinosaurs,
before, which is
then
very
I think
confusing.
one will win. I
Right?
think one will win.
If you go to the Grand Souk,
One will
you can place
definitely
your bets
win.
there.
Yes.
How
They
do
will
you
give you
figure out which one?
We all bet on different.
Has that been
Yeah,
unplugged?
there we go. Sorry, I'm not sure how much we lost there.
Probably a fair amount.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna. If I stay in the hostel, will I at least have a bed?
yeah, you'll have a bed, but you'll just be sharing a room with lots of other people.
You know what a hostel is, right? It's like everyone's in bunk beds in a big room.
You are so posh and so council estate in the same person. It's so confusing.
You know when you go on like residential trips at school and you all stay in like dorms?
No, she doesn't.
No, I could
believe
never
that.
afford them, so I never went for
What?
Yeah.
Council estate, but also I've never stayed in hotels.
What's a hostel? You're so Harrogate, it's
Oh.
unbelievable.
Oh wait, I'm into like Robin Woods, like once.
So what's the plan? Are you staying in a room or in a
Are
hostel?
you going to sleep on the floor, sleep in a hostel, or spend some more money and get your own room?
I'm gonna sleep in the hostel, so
Sleep
I
in
can
the
have a
hostel,
bed.
only a silver.
I'm so curious how much footage we've lost now.
Sorry?
I'm curious how much footage we've lost.
Yeah, we'll find out. You go into the Thundering Lizard. You can see the Thundering Lizard's got a blank sign that's got loads of lizards crawling all over it. They're like bright blue, and you can see as they run past each other, there's like bzz, like a zap. It looks like they're like these little electric lizards which are running all over the sign. You open the door. It's probably about midday, but it is absolutely alive. People are like plastered. You can see people playing dice games in the corner. People playing cards. There's singing going on, laughter, joy. You pay for your rooms, and yeah, it's genuinely an exciting time in here. Did you want to look at the guide board whilst you were here?
Oh, whilst I'm here, I'm gonna. Ladies and gentlemen of Chult, people of all ages, it's a fantastic experience to be here with you today. I've never ventured forth from the city, but from my city to yours, let me play you the song of our people. And I crank out the bagpipes.
The room goes silent, and everyone goes, "Yay!" And then you go to play them.
Oh, that's only
It's not good.
in fact, I will use advantage on that.
No, you already rolled it.
Oh, it's only a roll one.
Have to declare your inspiration.
I'm so used to my other one. Fair enough. That's a 10 then.
A 10. Look, you play an adequate. It's not going to knock anyone
It's
dead.
still
You
the
play,
fucking bagpipes.
You play an adequate song in the bagpipes. It's, as you know, it's like note by note. You know what I mean? There's nothing exciting in that. Everyone's like, yeah, yeah.
What is this place?
Everyone goes deadly silent. As all you can hear is, I can't do it. You play the bagpipes pretty well, but it's the fucking bagpipes.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's just sitting in this hot room just staring at you whilst you play.
It's a fantastic city to be in. You're all wonderful folk.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They all start talking and go back to their business. You
No.
can see the bards that were in the
Anyone
corner
else
who
with
had
any
stopped
prize?
playing look at you, and then they start playing
Yeah.
again. The kind of place becomes alive once more. As you're perhaps paying, one of the woman behind the bar who owns it, she goes.
Slow clap.
She says, "Hey, that was not too bad, eh? Not my thing, not our thing, but not too bad."
I should have got the other instruments out, but the bagpipes are always one of my personal favourites.
Yeah, well, they're not going to do too well here, eh?
Aye, aye.
You pay for your rooms. There is a board with different guides advertised. Did you want to look at the guides now, or is it straight to the dinosaurs?
I wouldn't mind looking at the guides myself. After the embarrassing situation.
If everyone wants to pick some of these, have a read through, see if kind of take one, pass them on, see if you find anything interesting, read through them.
I've rejoined these guys now in.
Yeah. You've come back in. You came back just as his
Oh, I want
bagpipe
hacky
solo
sack.
was finished.
I don't need to know any more about it.
What was it called?
Hugh Hackison.
Hugh Hackinstone.
That's it. That's the guide.
Do you want to read aloud what it says?
I've stood atop every mountain in Chult. I know every gorge and crevice. Bet he does, perv. Every plateau and trail. My memory is an iron trap. I forgot nothing. Trust a dwarf. I always say, because a dwarf will never steer you wrong. Fearless I am. There's no dragon. Beast and undead horror that scares me. You want a guide who runs away at the first sign of danger? No! You want a dwarf? And I'm the toughest dwarf around. Red dragon bit off my arm. Well, sounds useless. Yet I stand. He's definitely Welsh.
Yes,
guy.
definitely. Hugh.
Um,
Don't make me call that.
Okay. A red dragon bit off my arm, and yet I stand here. Take more than a dragon to stop you, hacking stone. I charge 5 gold coins a day and expect a 30-day payment up front. Best coin you'll ever spend, I promise you. Fabulous.
Who have you got?
Adjust my monocle like Mashimbre? Mashimbre. Ah, yes. The jungle is my home. I know it well. I can guide you anywhere in Chult for a fee of 5 golden pieces a day. I said 5 gold pieces is the going rate. If adventure is what you seek, join my quest to reclaim Harakama. My clan's
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
My clan's ancestral home, a volcano eruption forced us to abandon it many years ago. The fire newts that have since taken over must be driven out or destroyed at the very least. We must sneak in and recover a relic known as Moradin's Gauntlet. The fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love dwarven kind, then hear my plea. Join in me returning Harklemine to its rightful owners, and I will waive my fee for a promise of assistance. Okay, this is dwarven kind again. Dwarves seem to have a struggle holding on to what they want, but it could be a free fee if we arrange to capture the item which he seeks. Quite a bargain if you ask me. How scary can fire newts be?
Give me a nature check. Trying to see if he knows how scary fire newts can be.
Me?
No. Scrotch.
How long have I been? Are they local to the area?
Yeah.
They live in Chult. Yeah,
Would I get advantage because I've been living there for years?
You've got a chance to know it, so that's why I'm doing it. So
Oh, okay, I see what you
you're
mean.
the only one that has a chance of knowing this.
All right. Nature.
What?
You're like,
17.
Alex is someone.
What's your
17. You can pick a guide to read through. You know that fire newts are quite dangerous. They operate in. They are kind of, as you might imagine, do pretty well in fire. They're quite like a militaristic force. They live in similar places as red dragons, so they live in that kind of similar place. And they are quite risky. They're quite good with swords and things like that. And you know they ride giant flaming beasts.
How tall are they?
Oh, they're like a medium creature, so it's kind of like a normal human kind of size.
Okay.
What? They ride bigger monsters.
Yes. So a fire newt's like a person size, and then they ride another fiery monster as well.
So each one of us gets our own guide.
No. So what I'm saying, because this is just for you to all read through the guides, I thought it'd be fun for people to read out the ones they thought
Oh,
were
okay.
funny.
Read it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, do you want to read out your guide?
Yes. I was actually 2. Farul and Gondolo. Why pay for one guide when you can have 2 for the same price? We have the smarts, the goods, and our own triceratops. Treasures abound.
Are they German?
I don't know.
It's like Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
I thought everything I could not to do that. I was like, no.
Treasures abound. Then we are done leading you all to the ancient sites and sacred places that we know of. You'll be swimming in golden magic. All the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work. Don't be fooled. When we return to Port Nanzaru, you will have tales and fortunes enough to last a lifetime. Our price is 5 gold pieces per day with a 30-day payment up front. But we're glad to reduce our rate for equal shares on any treasure found.
Awesome.
Steve, I feel like this is going to take the money and run.
Chloe, did you read another one to look at?
no, because I already had.
Yeah, it's
mine.
fine. It's just you can read through all of them. It's just people picking out favourites.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, like,
That might
can
be
I?
mine.
Oh,
Am
sorry.
I think I've already read that one.
Am I
Oh,
able to
sorry.
let people know on my back alley?
You are allowed to do whatever you want.
Right.
You've not
Oh,
been
is it-
told otherwise.
Yeah.
You're allowed
okay.
to say. You can say.
About your back. You want to tell us about your back alley?
You're allowed to say
My
you.
back alley experience.
You're allowed to
Yeah.
say you found
Yeah.
some guides. You don't necessarily where they came from.
Yeah. So I've
No,
spoken to.
no one's seen Josie and the Pussycats. Cool. One person thing. Moving on.
So Oriana comes around and says, "So I've spoken to a friend of a friend, and he might know. He might know of a guide or some things that might help us. So, river mist and a flask of wine. Simply says, beware Jobel and his no-good flunkies. The merchant prince is as trustworthy as a sack of snakes, as are most of his, quote, guides. If you choose us, we will never lead you astray. River and flask are up to the task. That's our motto. Chult is our playground. We're fast, reliable, and know what we're doing. 5 gold pieces per day. 5 gold pieces per day and a 30-day advance is what Jobel's flunkies demand. We're happy to serve as guides for only 4 gold pieces a day with no payment up front. And even better, we'll waiver the fees entirely for an equal share in whatever treasures you happen to find.
Good option. What have you got, Julie?
Quasha and
Coupa Louis.
that.
Coupa Louis.
The perfect names for a dyslexic campaign.
Right, I was like.
Yeah, I changed my mind. They don't like dyslexics.
I,
Quasha.
Quasha,
Steve.
am a droid and a member of the Emerald Enclave. Why did I choose this one?
I have no idea.
I seek to rid
Chult.
Chult, my homeland, of the undead menace that threatens to my life. It's really complicated.
Sorry, you don't have to read it if you don't want. I didn't mean to make it to a reading
I
task.
really
for
wanted
everyone.
to, but can you
No,
read
it's
it?
fine, no worries.
Because it's good, but I
This
can't
one.
read the words.
I, Quasha, am a druid and a member of the Emerald Enclave. I seek to rid Chult, my homeland, of the undead menace that threatens to eradicate all life. My Vegapygmy I don't know how you can read that one. My Vegapygmy companion is well versed in the local flora and fauna. Chult is our home and we can guide you as no others can. Our fee is 5 gold pieces per day for the amount. The amount is negotiable if you are willing to help us destroy any undead we might encounter. Perhaps together we can receive the blessing of the Chwinga spirits that watch over this sacred land. You know the Vegapygmies are also known as mold folk. They're like little mushroom guys.
Are they fun guys?
Oh, get out.
No.
Leave.
My
And
bar.
they also ride giant fungal four-legged beasts. They are
Creepy as
grown
shit.
here in Chult. And there is
Yeah,
also,
they grow
and
on
you know, Chwingas are little elemental spirits,
Bad Terry.
which can like bestow magic upon strangers.
No.
Okay.
Bad you.
Now I am. Now I am.
I'm
racist.
assuming that
I know
you
what-
share this knowledge with us, so I know.
Skipping into Welsh.
I'd be like,
They just swap
they're
sides
not
and stuff.
Western people.
You guys know each other? No.
If you want to, if there's any guides that you want to hire, you can leave like some details on the back,
We
put it
hire
back
all
on the
of them.
board, and then they come back and sorry.
They're
Yeah,
expensive.
You can have all of them. There's 150 gold pieces up front for most of them. So. 30 days of 5 gold. But your
He's made of money.
you can kind of scribble some details on the back. You can pin it back on the board, and they'll meet you here the next day if you want. So I guess you can decide which guides you want. You can have.
Do you want us to read the last 3?
Oh yeah, if you want, go for it.
I don't think you guys. I don't think you
I
guys
like
will
the
like
idea
this
of
one.
you starting like that. Little glasses on your cat nose.
Well, I don't talk much, and then when I speak, I'm like, oh, God, there's so much shit in there.
Why can I picture you like you just said? As a cat with the tiniest spectacles, like you pull out these little glasses out.
Yeah. She goes pinching the end of my snoot. I don't think you guys are going to like this one. He sounds very altruistic. His name is Eku, or her name is Eku.
She's got it. That's a lady.
Yeah. I'm glad I put that in there.
Yeah. Their name, for those of you that
Their
aren't
name is
sexist.
Like you.
Sweet, piggy, sweet.
While the lure of pillaging the antiquity of Chult is a temptation, I appeal to those who find fulfillment in doing actual good in the world. I seek to rid the jungle of evil. There are as many ruins as ancient temples that must be reclaimed, so that the spirits of the nature can return to their sacred places and live in peace. There are evil impostors who seek to blind you with promises of gold, but will only guide your throats to their blades. My rates are standard 5 gold pieces a day, with a 30-day payment up front.
That's
Yeah,
all
they've
of them.
all
Is
been
that all
saying
of them?
that.
This
All
one
of them,
hasn't.
all of them
Except
except a
mine,
few, yeah.
A small
You're saying
portion.
they weren't going to charge anything up front. Yours was. For the greater good.
Clash
No.
And there
of
was
Windows.
another one that
That
would
wasn't
wave
for the
it for an
greater
equal.
He wants to
For
kill
the
the
greater
Fine.
The
good.
greater good.
So,
A small portion goes to pay off the merchant prince
Jabal.
The rest I give to charity. So we're gonna have to get gambling then if we want to afford one of these guys.
You've
Well,
all
no, we've
got
got 50 each.
You've
so
all
that's
got 50 gold
300.
pieces.
You start with some, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, and you start with no
25.
but you've all got
25, so it's 75.
between you've been given 300 gold. So you can spend that. You're going to need that for stuff for the jungle. But yeah, you have that. Sorry, go on.
I think we should try and rig the dinosaur races.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you want to read that last couple?
I am not jacking off at that.
No one asked you to.
Again.
That's,
I'm not doing
Not
that.
That's how you
again.
rig a- that's really how you rig a race.
is that how you rig a race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need
How
to
you
slip
rig-
him some of whatever.
Sorry,
cigarettes.
you guys are gypsies, are you? So you don't know. Yeah.
No, we're normal.
You are not normal.
I'm normal.
The geek bar welcomes all gypsies to this side.
Uh,
What are you doing?
They won't be on Twitch. Azaka Stormfang sounds cool. I'm thinking of a Dwayne Johnson's kind
It's a lady, but yeah.
of very masculine.
Yeah, so that sexism
Feminine
thing you were
lady.
talking about before.
How do you know it's a lady? They might identify as a rock.
Because
He's the GM.
I am God.
You do not look like Tempest. If you need a guide to get through the jungle alive, look no further. I am born in the jungle. Ooh.
Apparently a primary school
I know
disco
it's
girl.
dangerous, well, and how best to avoid them. Should you choose me, you may rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 gold pieces and require 30-day payment up front. 0% interest, APR applicable. For those adventurers who aid me in a personal quest, I will waive my fee and guide them to the place no one else has found. This quest will take us to Firefinger, the evil.
Terrorfolk.
Thank you. Yeah. I went. I know this one. It's the Flappy Birds, Terrafolk that roost atop Firefinger stole a wooden mask from me, and I want it back.
So, you would know, Scrotch, that Terrorfolk are these horrible, huge, like humanoid creatures that are like a mix between pterodactyls and people.
So like the bad guys in X-Men on that island where Magneto always rules in the cartoon. Cartoons.
Sorry?
In the cartoon.
I think he's a bit young for that.
No, sorry. But yeah, big kind of monsters with big kind of look
They
pterodactyls
still
like people.
exist.
And then there's one more. Someone got Selena.
I have Salida. I've led many expeditions through the wild of Chult. I know the secret trails that appear on no map. However, at your own peril, Akera and Iku have led expeditions into the jungle and never returned. Farrell and Gondola are charlatans, plain and simple. Old Hugh suffers from mad monkey fever. I'm sure of it, and Mushareba is an albino dwarf, and they're not to be trusted. And I hear that tell that River Mist and Flask of Wine owe money to the Zentarum. 5 pieces per day is a cheap price to pay for your lives. Spend your gold wisely. No, this seems like a complete charlatan. They
bitch about everyone else,
They
huh?
bitch everyone else, but don't talk about their own skills. I don't suggest this one.
Oriana turns around to the rest of the group and say, all of these people promising that they can take us to where we need to go. We have been told before that no one has been where we're going. There is not a complete map, so how can we trust these people?
Well, if we trust at least one of them, we can throw them to the beast and run for our lives.
People do go into the jungle. It's just very hard to map.
Right.
Yes.
So the people might know the way around, but not know how to translate that onto drawing a map.
Correct. Yeah. Like, before maps in the UK, I guess people knew how to get from A to B, but they didn't have a map to do so. But you make a good point. These people are making bold claims.
Question,
Fuck up
DM.
with a map.
Is this meant to be on the back of the
No,
card?
it is not. That is
Okay.
that is because I use scrap paper.
So this isn't a map to
What's
where
your
we need to be
character's name?
going.
Sorry?
You find.
Your character.
Yeah.
Quaffine.
Quaffine.
Queefy.
She's queefy.
Queefy strikes me as the sort of person that could have a talking map and still get lost while following someone.
It's only because you were doing 20 miles an hour in a 60.
Fucking roadworks.
Those
You were
damn,
still doing 20.
them damn horse and carts in Waterdeep.
Oh, no.
Right.
60's quick for all.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
it was a dinosaur.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Then you tried to pull out unsafely, so I had to overtake you.
So which guards are we picking? Guides.
Told you about my 6
Well,
well
I think we're with the altruistic one, we can persuade her that it's an act of charity to help us, and then knock down the price because she said it goes to charity.
Yeah, but if we go with them, it's free. If we
It's-
share in
but
the
this
thing.
one you get
if
to
we
kill
go with
all the
this one,
undead.
it's free. If we do.
Where
this.
did you find these guys? Huh?
Friend of a friend.
I feel that we should
Mates friend.
You don't
sleep on this
you don't
choice.
strike me as a very friendly person.
Wow.
Let's go to the dinosaurs.
Wow.
I feel
You're
we
out.
should.
we can make
Wasn't
some
that
money.
awkward?
I feel we should sleep on this choice
No,
And make
and
some
generate
money.
the revenue to hire said guide through the jungle.
Again, we have enough money.
But I think
We
we
want more.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying
There is
we
never
have enough
enough.
money to hire one.
But do we want?
Several of them are offering to do it for free, depending on helping them on their thing.
Yeah, my
So
guy
maybe
was
we
all-
need to look at the ones that are free.
Yeah.
And then also this one, the flask fellow and the
River mist and flask of wine.
Misty River flask wants to do it for a cut, and they're not going to charge us up front. So
They
there's-
say equal shares in whatever treasures we find, but
and all we have to do
they
is
aren't
hire
to
them,
know.
kill them
Ah,
before we finish.
But
job done.
my friends, we are looking to destroy an artifact of great evil. Will they dispute that we are destroying their profits at the end of the quest?
Plus, I think that one cut out of every single thing that we find is going to equal well over 300 gold.
But
whatever it
they
turns
aren't
out
to
be.
know everything we are to find.
and we could just bid to say.
Snicky.
I
Killy
believe.
killy, snicky snicky.
Isn't it only 150 gold anyway? 5 times.
I am a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
am
mean,
Oh,
a.
okay. I thought you
If
said
we-
300.
I'm a
I mean,
war
I've seen
no.
you've
god.
got 300 between
Oh,
you.
we've got 300. Okay.
If it were to be to a vote, it would either be River mist and flask of wine for myself, or your one.
Killy the undead.
Yeah,
Killing the undead.
Yeah, that's
killing the undead.
So it's £5. Cool. 5
It's
win.
£5, isn't it?
5 quid?
What is £5 not bad?
5 quid a day.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
5 gold
£5.
pieces per day, but the amount is negotiable.
Negotiable. No, fuck you.
Negotiable.
You fucked me.
If you are willing to help us destroy any undead we might
and
encounter.
that is
Yes.
our mission already. To
That's
kill
literally
undead.
that's
So
my
we
whole
could-
thing.
So we
Yeah.
could negotiate the price.
Yeah, I say we go with that. Is that a price up front? No.
No.
Yeah, I say we go with this.
So if it takes us less, it takes us less. We don't pay as much.
But less means potentially less quality.
Just as well, you can have multiple guides. So if you wanted to be like,
Oh.
just you don't have
So
to
we
pick
can have
one.
both.
I want to fight the dinosaur people.
These guys have
They're
a
free.
dinosaur.
No.
I want to go to Firefinger. It sounds fun.
That's
No.
because you're a psychopath. I think the undead, and I think this one, because this one seems to have more knowledge of things that we'll want.
Can we agree to meet them both and then negotiate
Negotiate
with
terms?
them and then only pick one?
You can agree to as many as you want. If you want to arrange to meet a few and then decide the next day based on your interactions with them.
Okay.
Can I split the pie?
Yeah, bye.
Feel free.
You can go.
Steal a T-Rex and just go for it.
Shall we rig?
How about you?
Sorry.
I am
Yeah. So what is our plan
Yeah.
for rigging this?
Well,
I am
are
the
we going to
brother of
agree
a
that we'll
missing
like leave a message
brother.
to meet these guys tomorrow and then go off to the dinosaur race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go have some fun at the races.
So I was thinking, as a chef, I
Yeah.
likely have knowledge of food storage or at least food wastage, where there's going to be a large amount of food which humans wouldn't eat, but that would be used as feed for the dinosaurs. What do the dinosaurs eat in the races?
Oh.
It depends on the dinosaur. So,
So a T-Rex is likely to eat meat.
yeah. So
The losing dinosaurs.
if you I'll give you this. So you know there's
That's how he
3 different
wins.
races a day.
Yeah.
There is the 4-legged race, which is in the morning. You missed that. The next race is going to be the two-legged race, happening in a couple of hours.
That's
And-
kind of
Wait, I have a
Yeah.
question. Why was there a T-Rex in the four-legged race then?
No, the T-Rex is. Oh. Maybe that was a practice run.
I'm listening.
Yeah, well done. You're listening more than me. And then in the evening, there is the Unchained race, in which they're allowed to attack each other.
All right, so we've got a
I
carnival.
don't want to
race
do that
coming up.
one.
How are we? We need to find some meat or something dead for the carnival race. How long have we got until it starts?
So you've got a couple of hours. Do you want to go see which dinosaurs are racing?
Yeah.
Why don't some of us go and like hunt some meat or find some meat, and some of us go to
Well, what's he saying is that he know where the meat is because he cooks food.
Yeah.
So we know where we'd be able to get some meat that's already dead, so we don't have to hunt it. Basically, trash
so
can
you're gonna
down.
go get some meat while we go look at the dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, someone should go
We
with
just
him
need
to
to
help.
know the right type of
You're
dinosaur.
strong.
So
If I want to look at dinosaurs.
And
Let's
then
all-
you
let's
can
all
feed
go
the
to
fucking
the-
dinosaurs if you go with him. You just get to look at them if you come with us.
let's all go see the dinosaurs. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I might need another set. How many race at once?
You have time to go look at it. You have time to go look at the dinosaurs, get food, and come back. You've got a few hours.
Oh, okay. Do
All
that.
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll check it out for you guys.
Okay. You make your way kind of through the markets. You're going towards the kind of the big bazaar in the centre of town. But the dinosaurs are all kept out of town. But in the kind of the big bazaar, there's a big list of the dinosaurs that are up, as well as the odds for them. And they have. I'll give you the names. So we have Big Honker, who is a crowd-pleasing Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Done.
obvious.
Banana Candy,
Oh, wait.
a well-trained Hadrosaurus. You know those ones with like the big horn on their head?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
two-legged with a big horn.
Are they carnivorous?
No.
No,
It's the two-legged race and the four-legged race.
it's not herbs. Not
It just
herbs in the
happens to
cards.
be a T-Rex. T-Rex was having a quick test run in between races earlier than
Yeah.
that.
There
Were you not
is,
listening?
He
there
did say it
is
was a small T-Rex though.
Bone Cruncher,
Oh.
a young, ill-tempered Allosaurus, which is like a T-Rex but with
Longer.
normal arms. There is. Is this one in this race? No, it's not because it's got 4 legs.
There's a T-Rex with normal length arms. That sounds like the much scarier of
That does
monster.
sound scary.
There is.
Does he have thumbs?
No.
Okay.
There is Scarback, a young Tyrannosaurus Rex on his last race.
Oh, he's the one to bet on.
There is Nasty
There's
Boy,
the T-Rex with one
who is an
arm.
Allosaurus with a famous trainer.
Oh.
And then there is Mountain Thunder.
Why has he only got the one trainer? Why has he not got a set for both feet?
They can't fit him. And then Jungle
Did
Princess.
he lose his shoe or did he
A
find
Dana, oh my goodness. Deinonychus with a frightened jockey. Deinonychus
I'm not
is.
surprised. He's getting racing with dinosaurs.
Deinonychus is one of these guys.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, it's got wings.
Oh, it's cute.
It's
can fly.
I mean, it's cute for a
It's the
dinosaur.
evolution of a raptor.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Raptors, by the way,
Evolution.
are actually the size of chickens. So, like, they're all. The Velociraptors are about this big.
When are these
Really?
bad boys race? When's the next race?
Few hours.
Couple hours.
Okay.
What are the odds?
So, the odds on Big Honker are 7 to 1. The odds on Banana Candy are 3 to 1. Bone Cruncher is 2 to 1. Scarback 1 to 2. Nasty Boy 1 to 3. And Jungle Princess 1 to 5.
Question.
Which one do we want to go for, guys?
Banana
So,
boy.
sorry, the last ones you'll get more money, but I'll let them less likely to win just in case.
But we're
I was
in the
going to say,
race.
question, how does that work? Because I don't understand.
So, for example, for Big Honker, who's 7 to 1, if you paid 7 gold
Yeah.
and he won, you get 8 gold.
Ah,
Whereas
okay.
if you bet on Scarback, if you gave a gold, you'd get back 3 gold. So less likely to win, but you'll get a bigger payout if you do.
So we want to bet on the one with the worst odds.
Was the banana
Because we'll
one
get
the
more
only
money.
herbivore?
Yeah, it's less likely.
So,
We're rigging the race.
banana candy is a
You're gonna
herbivore.
try.
Are any of the others
Try.
herbivores?
Banana candy is a herbivore. The rest of them are carnivores.
And that might be easiest to do if we could poison some meat because the herbivore won't eat it.
I feel
There's only one herbivore.
There's only one
Yeah.
herbivore.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's smart.
like rotten meat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
What
well,
does
either
the
that plan or
Thingy with
one
the
of them.
meat. Wait. What were the odds for the non-meat eating dinosaur?
So Hadrosaur banana candy
1 to 3.
is 3 to 1.
That's good enough. Triple our money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said which was the one that had the nervous rider?
That was Jungle Princess, who's the Deinonychus, the one with the wings.
Yeah, and the odds for her. Sorry.
1 to 5. So you get your wager times 5 back.
I was thinking we could. I mean, if the rider's already nervous enough, we could maybe try and play on that.
How are the dinosaurs fed where they're kept?
So they would be kept on the map on this part of the city,
Yeah.
and they're all fed out there.
I was going to say that. And are they all within the same enclosure eating from the same trough, or are they different troughs?
You would know that the people that own the dinosaurs look after them. So they've probably got like guarded stables kind of thing. So it would be unless you poisoned it at the source, it would be very difficult to do something. So you're gonna have to need someone quite sneaky and quite stealthy to be able to get in.
Well, I think I would likely know where the source of this meat was coming from, being a chef, surely.
Give me a just straight wisdom check.
You got a stealth. It's not bad. Alright.
That sounds pretty good.
I'm not sure. I've got a plus.
I got +6 myself, so
19.
Fuck yeah. You know that. Yeah, so you know actually. So your assumption that it was kind of off cuts is actually incorrect. They tend to bring in their own food for it. You know if any dinosaurs die in the race, they are fed to the dinosaurs. And also, but they do tend to get really good quality feeding. And then the herbivore is again that's kind of employed, that's kind of grown outside the jungle. They don't, but they would have. It would all come in at the same place, and you would know that they probably get fed. They don't be fed right before the race, but maybe a few hours before. You've probably got about an hour before they'll all be fed.
If a dinosaur died in the previous race this morning, would that dinosaur be fed?
Yeah. And give me a highs or lows.
The highs.
No dinosaur died this morning.
Fuck.
That was a good shout though.
So all the owners of the dinosaurs bring their own meat in, you're saying?
Yeah, they arrange for their own stuff. It's not like a group thing because there's particular people that do particular things.
Right.
we're those particular people.
No, it means every I've got a friend who owns basically horses. They'll have different feed for their animals because they reckon it brings them out better.
Makes them better.
And oils that they rub on their body and stuff like that.
What's the plan then, gang?
For me, I want to wait half an hour before the race so everyone can do what they want beforehand. But
Is that 'cause
half
you've
an
got a
hour
big
before
meal?
the race, I want to do something.
Okay. I'll bear that in mind. Is there anything do you want to say what it is now? So we know. Do you declare it to the group or is it like a sneaky thing?
It's a sneaky thing.
Okay, cool. Cool.
God damn it.
Send me sneaky people. So what are you planning? Are you still planning on poisoning the food? It's going to be very stealthy. You're going to try and...
It's going to be nigh on impossible.
Yeah, you're going to have to sneak in, perhaps find a legitimate reason why you'd be there, or be really stealthy. Get past guards, poison the food, and feed them. Or, if you can get to the dinosaurs, you can drug them.
Can I buy a blow dart?
A blow dart? You could buy a blow dart. You could.
Be
That's
expensive.
Would you need
A blow dart? No.
5 blow darts for each of the dinosaurs?
Well, no, I don't need. I need one pipe. The dart.
If, just FYI, if too many dinosaurs died, the race would be cancelled and bets would be paid back. Just if you're thinking of poisoning them, and they die, so it's more. You can try and. What I would say is what I would do is so the way the race works is I'm going to roll obviously dice to see how people are doing. If you manage to make them ill, I will give them essentially disadvantage on their rolls to succeed basically as they go along. But yeah.
So when you go to see these dinosaurs, do you how close do you get?
Pretty close. You guys, whilst they were training, you were really close as they kind of bolted past you. You could try and cause a distraction in the race if you wanted, or put them on.
Blah, blah.
Get your bagpipes out.
I really need
How
a
do they
way.
feel about bagpipes?
They did not like the bagpipes.
No, the dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs?
Yeah.
You've never seen dinosaurs react to bagpipes, you can go test it out, I suppose.
And it was that day Weaver heard that my flight to the bagpipes was the dinosaur's mating call.
Well, I was going to say, I have a +7 for my deception, so I could lie to the guards to get in, but I have a +6 for my stealth.
I've got a +6 as well, so I think I'm with you.
If we wanted to try sneak in and poison.
Shall I do my little thing now? Or send
How
it to plan?
intelligent are dinosaurs?
They are
It's
just
fast
beasts.
stuff.
So command wouldn't work on it.
Command... No, because they have to have a set level of intelligence, so you have to understand the command. What's your secret little thing? What did you want to do?
Well, I want to go up to the stables, looking all like the academic that I am with magic.
So you go towards the edge of the city. You kind of come out of the gates proper. All
Yeah.
the dinosaurs are kind of kept outside. You can see there is lots of people milling around. You can see not also the dinosaurs that you use as beasts of burden here as well. They're kind of all standing here. And then you can see there are several heavily guarded tents,
Yeah.
kind of with people outside, and they've all got like Nasty Boy, Banana Candy. You see from presumably the four-legged race, you see one called Oobtow's favourite, one called Mountain Thunder.
And we're going for Scarback, aren't we?
So you wanted, I believe you want. Did you want? Was the one to make everyone ill except for one, or make one of them good? It was to make them all ill, wasn't it?
Ooh,
I think, yeah, I believe so.
It'll be easier and less expensive.
Cool.
I think to make one good with spells and magic and money.
If we're going for Scarback, I'll let everyone know. The herbivore seems interesting.
Oh, the herbivore. The herbivore
It's the banana
is
boy.
banana candy. So I think your plan was to poison
Meat.
the meat eaters.
Yeah.
And
Race.
sorry, poison the meat eaters.
I was at the bar.
What's this? Poison the meat eaters and then bet on the herbivore. I think was your plan.
Was that
Yeah.
the plan all around?
Yeah.
Before I go and do this. Okay, cool.
What was your plan?
Well, I'll
He's
do
been
it now.
sneaky.
What are you doing?
So I'll just like go up the academic, nerdy looking
You're going to
bastard.
go to banana candy. Close enough.
Ah, by Jove! My apologies. I am an academic from Waterdeep, a wizard from the Arcade School of Biology. Pleased to meet you. My name is Weaver D. Celestian.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Weaver.
Nice to meet you. I would very much like to have a look at your dinosaur. Health-wise, physical stature. It's a recent book I'm writing for my university, the Department of Biology. So we get very few wizards to Chult through the storms and whatnot, and the very distant lands. Might I see your dinosaur? We are willing to pay for the entry fee.
Give me a deception check, because there's definitely some fibbing in there to try and get.
I'm going to use my inspiration in this.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So I believe that's 24.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. What kind of fee are you thinking?
A gold coin? More than a day's work for a man such as you, of course.
That's it, dear.
Give him the gold.
I'll be keeping my eye on you. Opens the curtain, lets you in. You see Banana Candy. He's standing there, very tall, with his kind of arms and his big, kind of big, long head. As you walk in, he goes, "Ah," and you see the sounds coming out of this big horn on top of his head. And you come in, and it kind of looks at you, but it's chomping on you.
And this is half an hour before the race, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. I'm gonna have like a look at what he eats, do some quick sketches in my wizardry book. I'm like, I know this is noisy, but I quickly go out to stroke it. I know this is a fight between carnivores, and as a herbivore, you're at a disadvantage. But the god of magic's blessings upon you, and I can cast enhance ability upon it.
So what does enhance ability do?
I'm gonna go for bull strength, and I believe bull strength will enhance athletics ability. So for the hour, the target will have advantage on stealth saving throw, stealth checks.
Stealth.
Yeah, no, strength, sorry.
Say strength.
Yeah, like all of a sudden.
Bulk strength.
What?
He's not trying to secretly run this race.
Bulk strength, so that
He needs
should,
to be seen.
in theory, that should enhance his athletics abilities, and his carry capacity doubles, so his jockey should become twice as better.
Okay. Yeah, so that will certainly help him in the race. Awesome. Now, what's the? Yeah, you come out. And he's like, hey,
Very
good luck in the race, eh?
You too, my friend, you too. As I always suggest, bet on your own team, okay?
Yes, of course.
I pass him the gold coin, and such a beautiful land.
Yes, baby.
I
I
speak
have
the language of coin.
invisibility.
Puts it in his
Well,
purse. Off you go.
Invisibility.
I wander off and go to the stalls.
Unless you're gonna go jack off the
Earlier,
T-Rex.
what was everybody doing? So what's your plan then
And you look
for
for Dick.
poisoning these boys?
Well,
Julia's just offered to go invisible and jack off the best other dinosaur.
Yes.
Excellent.
I mean, I could have just made somebody else invisible who's stealthier to go and poison the food.
aren't reptilian penises inverted?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's a bit of an effort, but she's
You
gonna
have to
do
take
it.
it.
I will take one for the team.
You don't have to do that.
She's used to it. No, don't.
Your penis is not inverted.
Thank you, baby.
What are you doing? What's everyone's plan? Come
I
on.
mean, if you won, you can make me invisible and I can go in and.
It looks like Misty stuff.
That's only one use. That'll get you in.
Then you're there and people can see you. So
Hey,
yeah.
what are you doing here?
Bye.
Help. I mean, I could.
Yes, Misty Step. Oh, I forgot. I have 2 spells a day.
Oh yeah, no. I have that problem all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast because I've already used 2
No, I could
spells.
use invisibility, which does take a spell slot, but then we're about to do a long rest before we do anything else after we've won this gold, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
No, but you couldn't Misty Step in
No, and then Mrs. step back out. Hello, bye-bye.
because you would appear near the dinosaur and everyone would be like, "What are you doing?"
And then I disappear again. Great.
So that would only be for one dinosaur. We need to poison all of them, don't we?
Not all of them necessarily. He's spiked up the vegetarian, so all he has to do is he's
So what we
already made that one dinosaur thing. So all we have to take out is the
Yeah.
better dinosaurs necessarily.
So he's helped the vegetarian boy.
So we need to get Bone Crusher and what was the other one?
The guy with the trainers.
Yeah.
So banana candy was a 3-to-1 bet. So you'll get your wager divided by 3 back. So if you bet 3 gold, you get 4 gold back. So your winnings would be 1. Basically. So, as I understand it, someone wants to sneak in.
But that's the dinosaur.
Someone wants to sneak in, poison the meat-eating dinosaurs. And
You
then,
just turn the 2 sneaky people invisible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I could just turn
And you guys can do whatever you need to do.
sneakity bead.
so you want to poison the dinosaurs,
And we
Yeah.
can try
and then
distract the
bet on
guys.
the herbivore. Is that right?
Yeah.
As far as I understand it.
Yeah.
And what are you poisoning them with?
Because is it
Sleepy
too
stuff, I would go with.
Has anyone got like a high medicine or nature?
But we don't want them to die, because if they die,
Yeah,
then the
exactly.
race is
So we
cancelled.
just want to.
I have quite good nature.
Or
We
even
need- we
just
need to make
feed
them
them
lethargic.
more.
And allow you.
So if they're full, they would have disadvantage, surely.
I'd also allow you to know where you can find off meat if you want to feed them.
I know where I can find off meat.
And they basically
whorehouse
You
in
have
Chult.
never been more attractive than right now.
4 dinosaurs worth. Or how many's racing?
5.
that you're going to poison 5.
5 dinosaurs worth.
So yeah, if you
Yeah.
go get the meat,
Yeah.
Julia return us invisible.
I
We're
probably need like a
basically now going to give
wheelbarrow.
5 dinosaurs the shits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll stand way back from the race line.
I want
The
shit
racetrack,
myself.
yeah,
I'm
we are
advantage
not gonna
on
be
a
in the
roll,
splash
this is
zone.
nothing.
Yeah, I want to be right over there,
How about just be at the finish line?
up a tree,
Or just at the finish line?
up
Alright.
a tree.
I go find a wheelbarrow and go to this area in which I know I can find off meat.
Okay, so you go perhaps round back your kitchens. Food goes off quickly in
You
Chult.
saying his kitchen's got off me?
No, but food
So
goes off
did the
quickly.
prince.
So any leftovers and stuff. And also, Wakanga invites his guests around and always orders far more food than he needs. and then it's chucked in the bin.
Yeah.
And then goes off very quickly. So perhaps you go around to the back of the kitchens, like cats hang around bins. So you go around,
Alley cat.
and you're able to get together a sizable amount of off meat. You won't need a lot to make them poorly, presumably.
Okay.
You get perhaps you get like a barrel and you fill some stuff up.
Okay.
You've got like a decent amount of it.
Cool.
No need for stealth there, but you're able to acquire that. You go in the back of the kitchens and gather that. Awesome.
Nobody questions you stealing the off
Oh, it's Scratch is being an alley cat again.
No,
So
right.
it's like, so weird, he's such a good chef, but he's always nicking the...
Alright, I bring it close to where these guys are hanging out. I don't want to get seen them.
So you're trying to get to where the dancers are. Who are you going with? Or are you people turning invisible? What's the overall?
I believe I'm also quite stealthy and I've got disguise self, so I might be able to disguise myself as someone who is,
supposed to be
has a
there.
reason to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think before the race, how much are we putting on our dinosaur? Should we discuss?
All of it.
All of our money.
No.
All on red.
20 gold each.
All on the green dinosaur that doesn't eat meat. It'll be fine.
I mean, I would happily.
I think 10 gold each would be the safe bet.
What was the rate on the
I was thinking
dinosaur
14.
So the one you're
That's just
betting
like
on
our
is 3 to 1.
Oh yeah, me too.
So you get your wager divided by 3.
Divided by 3.
Times 1.
No. So if you bet 6 gold, so if you pay them 6 gold, you'll get 8 gold back.
No.
That's not divided by 3.
No.
It's times.
It's you get
Times.
it back plus.
3 to 1, you get 3.
No, it's you get it back plus a third of whatever you
Yes,
bet.
you get it back plus a third. That's what it is here. Maybe the odds are the wrong way around. But like if you, so here it's like for the herbivore you get your wager divided by 3.
Yeah, 3 to 1 is if you bet a quid, you get 3 quid.
It
on
times it by.
Ah,
Yeah.
but it's put it the wrong way around. Then.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But that's nerds and
yeah, that's
people that bet aren't necessarily the same people.
Yeah.
I mean, if GTA horse racing
Ah,
has
so we
taught
won't
me
get as much
anything.
as
So the
that.
Yeah,
herbivores are the worst.
I was like, no, you picked the wrong thing to.
The herbivore's got the worst. Like, hasn't got great payout,
Yeah.
but it's. But I think your plan was, it's fine because we can.
Get rid of
Fool
the
the
meat
meat
eaters quick.
Yeah.
The meat eaters are easier to get rid of. I can't get comfortable, I'm sorry.
It might cause less suspicion that we're all putting money on it
So-
if it's got decent.
Alright, so do you want to cast invisibility on us? Are you
I've
going
done my
to
part.
disguise yourself?
Yeah.
Can you cast it on me as well?
Yeah? I've got 2 spell slots, and we're about to have a long rest, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is that how you're doing it?
You can get your spells back on the short
Short
rest. 'Cause you're a warlock.
No.
You just need a little cheeky hour nap and you're fine.
Which is
Bye.
pretty much Julia to a T, to be fair.
Yeah, so I'll just cast it on you both.
Yeah.
I cast invisibility.
Okay. You both go invisible, and everything you're carrying is invisible. So the
Sweet.
disease,
I was hoping I wouldn't just have a
the disease,
A
the
floating
dinosaur-
big chunk of meat, like everyone's
brisket
going, what the fuck is
floating
going
through
on?
the air.
So you're going to go to pay a visit to Big Honker, Bone Cruncher, Scarback, Nasty Boy, and Jungle Princess.
Okay.
And you want to poison. Are you both taking equal amounts?
Yeah.
Wait. I might hang back and see how you guys get on. Just
So
so I don't know
you're
who I
still going to
disguise
have to make
myself
stealth
as.
checks. But
Yep.
there'll be an advantage because obviously you're invisible.
Okay.
Cool. I'm just gonna
Do you want an
this.
extra?
So just a dinosaur at a time.
So that you can roll
Yeah.
two
So
at
who?
once.
So we'll tell you what. Let's make this simple. Who wants to do the most?
Who's got the better stealth?
You're the
check?
sneakiest, right?
No, mine is +6 my stealth.
Yeah, you're the sneakiest.
Mine's the same.
What? +6 for stealth.
I'm a tabaxi.
Of course you fucking are. Doesn't matter. So who's taking the most? Who wants to take?
You're bigger, you can probably carry more.
Okay.
Cool. So you first we'll do Big Honker.
That's what we call my cat.
Random middle-aged women harassing this guy.
19.
Because they know the geeks are
Like
really great.
only like a cat, you kind of go back. You see these 2 guards. You can see a big sign above around this kind of colourful tent around like says Big Honker. You go in. You see this like an adolescent T-Rex. So like towers above your average human, but still not fully grown.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of there is like kind of standing there. He's got like a it's kind of standing with his pen. He's got a big chain round his neck. And it's kind of standing there like you want to kind of
Like a
dangle it a bit.
gangster.
As you come in, he goes.
Mal.
I'm not putting my hand anywhere near it. Do I have to? It'd eat off the
Yeah,
floor, wouldn't
probably.
it? Surely.
You don't know. You'll throw it on the floor.
Does it have a trough?
It doesn't have a trough now, but it's in like a little pen if you want to throw it in the pen.
I've got enough meat so that if it does need it off the floor, I can then hand feed it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll try just throwing a bit on the floor.
You throw some meat on the floor,
Are you giggling at?
and the dinosaur,
I threw it on the ground.
There isn't a Brontosaurus.
the T-Rex goes, trying to lash at it. The meat hits the floor, it kind of misses it. Puts his head down,
Eats it.
swallows the meat,
Perfect.
and starts looking around. You can see it start to pull against its chain, trying to come towards you. You can see the kind of like the big strong thing on the floor starts tipping, and it's trying to kind of come for the food as you step out.
Okay.
Nick is working.
Next, Bone Cruncher, the Allosaurus.
17. Gotta go with 17.
17. Once again, like a cat. You slip between the two guards are having a conversation in Chulton, the language you recognise, having like just small talk about how the race is going to go, what we're having for dinner, that kind of thing. You sneak in, and again, similar sight, but this one's got kind of bigger arms. Similar kind of response as you go in and throw the meat to the creature. Does it manage to catch it? This dinosaur snaps out of the air with its jaws and kind of hawks it down. Again,
Sweet.
smelling around for more. And last, Scarback.
17 again.
Fucking hell.
Oh, and a 21.
21, yeah, easy. Again, you sneak in, you see a similar sight to this is a T-Rex as well. So, big one, you managed to slip the meat in as well. It's that. You've poisoned your 3 T-Rexes. Awesome. No, sorry, your 2 T-Rexes and your Allosaurus.
Sweet.
Up for you.
Righty.
So we'll off to see nasty boy.
Yeah, I was
She's
going to
done
say,
it.
She falls over and lands in some dung.
Stealth with advantage.
watch me. 14, so dirty 20. And a 17, so.
That's a very dirty
You
20.
slip into Nasty Boy's tent. You
Ah.
manage to feed Nasty Boy some fetid meat. You can
I'm
feel-
not comfortable with this name.
You feel a maggot crawl into your hand as you throw it out and it kind of gobbles it down. And then next we're doing Jungle Princess, who is you go in. No, in fact, stealth with
No, I was
advantage.
gonna say, this bitch. Well, yeah, no. 13, 19.
Yeah, fuck yeah. This time you go into another one. Big feathers. You can say she kind of as you come in, she flutters her wings. You actually see as you go in, you see a jockey. Before you go in, you hear like a from inside the tent, and you see there's like a jockey outside, like he's like shaking, like nervous. He's like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. You go in and you poison that another dinosaur, and you leave, successfully poisoning, hopefully. Dinosaurs. I need to make some Constitution saving throws.
Invisible 5! You've got each of them.
Just whack each other in the face.
Whilst we're
We
waiting
take
for the
2
game,
points
can
of
I buy
damage.
myself a customary Chult moss finger?
Moss finger.
It's like a foam finger, but since foam doesn't exist in this uniform, it's moss.
Okay.
The stinky damp thing.
They've kind of constructed them out of reeds, but
Yeah.
absolutely for 5 copper pieces.
I'll
you're
spend the
able-
5 copper, get an ale.
You're able to pick them. Do you get one? You get one that says "Go Nasty Boy." Or in fact, you can get one for your own. Do you want to get "Go Banana Candy"?
Yeah.
It says on it "Go Banana Candy."
Would it not just go and say go bananas?
Yes.
See, this is why I'm in marketing. Oh,
You
wait.
get a card. You get a reed finger that says "Go Bananas."
Bananas.
You can see it's made out of banana
Did
reeds.
we decide how much money to put down then?
Yeah, so you go
All of
towards
it.
the race is going to start. Massive hustle and bustle. They're selling a drink called Tej, which is like a honey-based alcoholic beverage.
Can I, while they're doing all their sneaky poisoning animals and stuff,
Yeah.
can I ask the people what happens to the losers, like dinosaurs? Do they get?
They go to another race. Depends how well they do. If it's their last race, so it is
Nasty boys or Scarbacks?
Scarback's last race. Depends how it goes out. They tend to just let them back into the wild.
Would one be able to purchase a
Ah,
player,
yes, yes.
if, for example, if he lost the race, if he's going to be given away for going out into the wild, could I take him to the wild? 'Cause
Oh
we-
yeah, you could pay for one. They are very expensive, no? They are a Triceratops is 500 gold pieces. For an X-race dinosaur, you're probably looking at something similar.
How much are we putting down in this race?
But you're going to let him go free into the wild.
Yes, how we go. I don't make the rules. You can speak to them. The people here, they want to make a quick buck. Yeah, if someone wants something, you will pay for it. Or you can go hunting yourself, I suppose.
Can I persuade him to tell me exactly where they'd let this dinosaur go?
Give you a persuasion check.
Yeah?
I'm gonna put 20 gold down on this race.
You're putting 20 gold on it.
What's
I'll
he-
do the same.
20 gold.
Yeah, but 20. What
So
would be?
that'll mean. Oh, that's
We
not
actually,
good
would the
maths.
maths be easier if we do 50?
Yeah, if it's something divisible by 3, I'd really like that.
Okay, let's all put 15 down the race.
So you can put 21 down, that's divisible by
Okay,
3.
21 down
21.
the race.
What'd you get?
Wow.
He tells me a place is another place.
Hey, look, they put them into the jungles of Chult. It's not for you to know. If you want to buy them, you can buy them. Ekinaf is in charge of that. You speak to that merchant prince.
How much money do I have to put down to win 500 gold pieces? Personally, myself.
To win 500, what's that? So you'd have to be 500 in profit. You'd have to put down 150 gold, right? If you paid them 150, you get 200 back.
Would you take
Hey, this army.
425?
420.
450?
450.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're. I'll take 450, but yeah, you'll get 150 winnings. Yeah. Do you have 450 gold?
I have.
Hey, if you want to take out a loan, that is fine.
75.
I do not take loan bets, but him down the road will.
I just bet 21. Just
I
roll
bet
with
You bet 21, you bet 21, you put money on it. 21. 21.
21 here, 21. Get your 21
I'm
here.
gonna bet on a loan bet 500 gold pieces.
You go down
Do you
to like
have
a real dodgy kind of entity. You see this guy. Hey.
If
So
it pays off, it pays off.
500 gold pieces. He kind of appraises you.
What?
He kind of looks up and down and says, "You
I'm
okay?"
not really wealthy anyway.
He says, "Yeah, it's fine. I need a down payment. Let's say one of your hairs.
My hairs?
One of your hairs.
Oh.
Fuck.
Good hair. Thank you very much. He opens like a little purse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't run from me, eh?
No, I know, right?
Why is he want the hair?
Hey,
Uh,
the earrings? Sorry. How much are they?
What did we?
Six.
750.
Oh, I thought-
They're on the till.
oh no, the guy didn't know, so I just...
Yeah, if it,
So, you go to start the race. You see them all kind of pulling up. They start to bring the dinosaurs over. You can see all the meat eaters are kind of like look a bit upset as they're kind of coming. You can see the jockeys are kind of like, come on, get along. They're kind of like groaning as they come along. They get ready and they all kind of come to the starting line. The streets part. You can see like down the entire street. People have kind of split apart. People have got Go Banana signs coming out, but you can see there's big love for particularly Big Honker. Big Honker is like an absolute crowd favourite. Everyone loves this T-Rex, but Big Honker does not look like he's enjoying this race. He's not happy to get going. So, I'm going to get you all to do my job for me.
Rude.
So, 6.
delegation.
You're
So,
really good at it.
you're Big Honker. Can you have the D8, please? Oh, hey, you've all got your own dice. So I'm giving you dice.
That's why I was like,
Why am I giving you dice?
what's happening? I don't want your dice. It's
I've lost my D8 for the sake of stupidity. Big Honk, you need to roll a D8. No, hang on.
Not yet.
So there is going to be 5 legs of this race. You're all going to have, representing each dinosaur, a different die. Those that are representing carnivores, roll that die twice, and then on a certain value, you'll get a point. Okay? Whoever has the most points at the end of the race wins. Whoever's playing Banana Candy gets to roll twice and take the highest.
Not really.
Another question for you. What do I put everywhere on the till?
The ones in the thingy, there's a section that says other products, and it says
Yeah,
earrings.
there's dice and enamel pin rings and stuff.
There
Can't
should
see
be
earrings.
should be earrings.
You did it the other day.
Oh, I've another look.
Sorry to go.
There's about 9 things.
So, Big Honker
Yeah.
is a D8. Big Honker gets a point if you roll. If you don't roll a 1, Big Honker gets a point.
Okay.
You are going to be Bone Cruncher. If you roll a D6,
Square.
as long as you get higher than,
They will have to touch.
as long as you don't get a 1 or a 2, they get a point.
Okay.
You're going to be Scarback. Roll a D6. If you get a 1 or a 2, in fact, we'll do it the other way around. If you get a 5 or a 6, you get a point. Nasty boy, roll a d4.
I thought it was the nastiest.
Nasty boy, roll a d4. If you get a 4, they get a point. Smiler, you'll be jungle princess. If you get a 6, what's that?
I don't know what it is.
No, it's moved on.
That explains why.
I don't understand.
It says what's your type and it's a man covered in red flags.
Sorry, Smiler, you're jungle princess.
Oh, of course I am.
Roll a d6 on a 6, they get a point. And your banana candy. You roll a d4, and on a, as long as you don't get a 1, you get a point.
But you roll it
Just
twice.
1d6.
Yeah, so
Roll
but
it
you
twice.
roll them both. All of you roll. Well, wait, there's 5 legs, so we're gonna do it 5 times. Everyone rolls twice. Everyone except Alex take the lowest one. Okay.
Okay.
So they're all at the race, getting ready, and you see there's someone who looks like some kind of mage there, standing at the start, kind of warming up. All the dinosaurs at the race, you can see they're pulled to the edge, and you can see the mage kind of gets his hammers and goes, shouts very loudly in common, "Let the race begin!" Claps his hand, a massive explosion emanates from his hand, and the dinosaurs start racing down the street. Roll first, so roll twice, take the lowest. Let me know if you get a point, including you, roll twice, take the highest.
So I got a 1 and a 6, and I'm looking for a 5 and a 6, so I just take the 1 and don't
Take the
get a
lowest.
point.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
I got 2 2s.
So you do
Just tell
get
me if you got a point. So you didn't get a point.
If I
If you get a 1 or a 2, you get a point.
yeah, so I got a 2, I got a point.
No, so if you get, who are you? You're Allosaurus.
No,
No,
it's
I'm
Bone Cruncher.
Bone Cruncher. Bone Cruncher is if you get, as long as you don't get 2 or lower, they get a point.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Should we go through it? Do you want me to go through the numbers again?
No, this is
No,
fine.
no,
I'm
Go, go, go,
I'm
go, go.
understood.
Who got a point? Did you roll twice at
I
the
only
highest?
said banana hammock then. What's his name?
Banana Candy.
Banana candy got a point.
Banana Candy got a point.
Yeah.
I feel like I got.
No
a
one else
point.
got a point.
Wait,
No.
what?
As they.
So if I roll a 1, I don't get a point.
Correct.
So I did get a point then because I rolled a 5 as my lowest.
So you rolled twice, took the lowest. So Big Honker gets a point as well. So as they all kind of bolt off, you see Big Honker strains forward, most powerful of the dinosaurs. Starts to go forward, kind of roaring. He's kind of this. You see Banana Candy's running next to him as well. They're kind of neck and neck, whilst the rest of the dinosaurs are starting
We're
to
all
lag
good
behind.
banana candy.
You can see Big Honker's kind of straining, kind of pushing through. Second leg of the race, they kind of burst around the corner, roll again.
What banana candy got a point?
You are Jungle Princess. As long as you have to get a 6.
To get it.
Yes.
That's fun. Yeah, I thought so. It's just when you said that, I was like, oh,
Didn't
8
banana
points.
candy have advantage though?
Yeah,
He
I
does.
told you, roll twice at the highest.
But these guys are rolling twice.
Well,
Until
we're
it-
taking
Yeah.
one.
Advantage.
Just cancel each other out, yeah.
Yeah. Because they're doing significantly worse because you've been 11 points, and you're doing
Yeah.
better because he's been given
I see.
magical powers.
I got another point.
Good damn
Can you
it.
get a point?
Banana candy got a point.
I only don't get a point if I get 1, and I've rolled
Everyone else,
3.
and you can see the rest of the dinosaurs are really lagging behind. They go around the corner. You see one of them. You see Nasty Boy as he goes around the corner, smacks into Scarback as they kind of go around the corner. You see him crunch into the walls. People dodging out the way, and then you see Jungle Princess.
Are we sure we
throws
got your
up on the
points
floor
right,
as she's running.
Julia?
No. I'm
You
not
continue
sure.
to barrel
I
down.
am.
You see the Hadrosaur, Banana Candy, is kind of neck and neck, enhanced by magic.
What does Julia's dinosaur need to get, just so we're clear?
Julie's dinosaur is successful on a roll of a 2, like from 2 to 8.
Oh, right.
So
Fair enough.
Big Honker is a very good dinosaur.
Yeah,
If she gets a
definitely.
1, then she's not got a point, but anything else,
Oh,
then
okay.
she's
So she is very Big Honker's
very good.
Very good.
Try to switch the 8.
Found a worse D8. Awesome. Third leg of the race. The rest of the dinosaurs are all pulling behind, all lagging. Perhaps Magmon's sweating as he sees Big Honker neck and neck with his dinosaur. Awesome. You bet that he would win, right?
Banana hammock, yeah.
You bet that Banana Candy would win. Awesome. Cool. Everyone else has already paid, by the way. It's just this guy that hasn't. Keep going. Next leg.
I got a point.
You don't get a point? No! Awesome.
Got a point? Yep.
Awesome.
I don't need to roll again now. I can only get
That's so
1 point.
stressful.
Never wanted a one more in your life.
You
I told you
see,
switching dice.
you see as kind of, you see as Big Honker is really tired. You can see if a dinosaur's face could go off colour, it goes off colour as he's kind of trying to retch. You see his jockey's trying to push him hard.
Can I cast?
No.
Can my dinosaur?
Allow you to cast
princess,
a spell.
Oh no, sorry, your dinosaur. Your dinosaur. I'm going to cast Abjure enemy.
Your enemy.
They need to do a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
If they fail, they have fear, and I'm at the finish line.
And you'll be the source of the fear, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And its speed is reduced to 0.
Okay. So.
I like rolling dice.
You can keep rolling dice, but this
It'd be
is
pointless.
Wisdom saving throw. What's your DC?
14.
Okay, this is important. Big Honker is a T-Rex.
Known for not being very clever, just saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh! Can I speak with him? Can I see he's casting the spell?
Yeah, absolutely.
And can I cast the spell of barbecue meat onto him? Also standing near the finish line. With
What?
prestidigitation,
Why would
it
you
would
do
count
that?
odor.
Why would you do that?
do the opposite.
Why?
The one we
Because the
want to
carnivores will kind of like swerve off towards
But you're trying to
him.
make him scared of him.
No,
So
no.
they don't come towards us.
Oh, fair enough. I'm thinking he's trying to rig the race and trying to make him smell towards barbecue meat, so that he kind of lose.
You can. So we see how this goes, and then you can try. We'll try that afterwards. So as you cast Abjure Enemy on the dinosaur, you see the dinosaur's, and you can, as it's going past you, you see it, and it looks at you. You can see like fear glances in its eyes, shakes it off, and keeps going. You are unsuccessful. It got a 17.
Wow.
And then,
Bullshit.
what did you want to do?
I was going to make him smell of meat, so rather than go towards the finish line, it would swerve off towards him.
He's at the finish line.
Yeah. Okay. So you can do that. You do that now, and in the last leg, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Awesome. You make this guy. Who are you making smell of barbecue meat?
Someone who's like kind of before the finish line.
So some poor stranger.
Yeah.
The guy
You
who set up the starting
you
gun.
cast prestidigitation.
Just the guy sat on the toilet.
You cast prestidigitation, and this guy. Hey, someone cooking barbecue? Stand up for food. And then hopefully we'll see how that goes at the end of the race. Next leg of the race. Fourth leg of the race.
Oh, I got a point.
I got a point.
You got. Oh.
I
so
also got.
big
Come on,
one-
nasty boy, keep rolling
Bone
shit.
Cruncher, Scarback, Nasty Boy didn't, Jungle Princess,
Jungle Princess is currently facing the wrong way.
and Banana Candy.
Banana Candy got a point.
In fact, if anything, she's still in the thing because she hasn't got a single point yet.
The T-Rex.
Never mind.
The T-Rex Big Honk was looking quite distracted at you as it ran past, but it kind of pushed on, kept going. It's trying to hold down its lunge. It's nipping at the tail of. If it wasn't for its muzzle, it'd be trying to tear into Banana Candy, which is just in front of it. It's kind of racing forward.
If you have poo, fling it now. Shit yourself.
What are you wanting to do?
Can I try and intimidate him from the sidelines?
No, it's too far away to just intimidate.
I was
You
going
can
to
try
say, you
and
could
get closer.
intimidate a Tyrannosaurus
Yeah, that would
Rex.
be.
Yeah, just by screaming.
Oh no, you're a cat.
Isn't
We'll
it like
do-
how elephants are scared of mice? Dinosaurs
So-
are scared of
Yeah.
cats.
We're going to do
Oh, I was thinking
one more
Dulce
leg
But
Yeah.
publicly, and then I will do the last leg.
Okay.
Again, T-Rex.
yeah.
I will allow you to come to intimidation at the end, see how it goes. So first of all, we'll do this leg as you keep racing through.
No points for nasty boy.
Bone Crusher got
Big
a
Honk
point.
gets a point.
Yeah.
Bone Crusher gets a
Shut
point.
up.
Bone Crusher gets a point.
I'm sorry.
No one else?
Banana Candy got a point.
Banana Candy
Hey.
still got a point.
Go
Still
Banana Candy.
fucking close. You see as Scarback the T-Rex, who it's his last fight, is trying to amble through, trying to get through because he feels horrendous. Jungle Princess has passed out. Jungle Princess is just in the corner. It's kind of her nervous.
Just sat down.
Yeah, her
Just
nervous
sat
jockey's
down
on her feathered back.
like
and,
a cow.
come on! And he's just going on the floor. He's like, no.
Not again.
Nasty boy's just
Oh,
fainted.
Nasty boy. There's a guy on the back with Nasty boy. Nasty boy's vomiting and then trying. You know when the dog throws up and then
Yeah.
tries to eat it again. That's what Nasty boys do. The guy's like, no, get out, get
Oh
out.
no.
Nasty.
Right at the start of the race. You see them now that it's coming to the last leg of the race, and I am going to roll.
Oh, the tenseness. Come and print a dissertation. Go into the crowds. Are you smelling your dice?
I didn't read something.
What?
If it's successful, the creature's speed is halved.
But you
But it
failed.
wasn't successful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, his
No,
save
if
was
my save
successful.
is successful, its speed is half.
Oh, so my speed was half.
Roll again.
For 1 minute until the creature takes any damage.
So what I'll do is I'll give it triple disadvantage. So roll the d8 again. If you get a 1 this time, it didn't get a point.
If
For
not,
the last
could
2
I-
rounds, because that would be within a minute, surely.
For the last round, and then
Yeah.
for the one I'm doing in private.
Okay, cool.
If not, question.
And it's only a 1 that it doesn't
Yeah.
get a point, right?
Yeah. So roll your
You didn't
d8.
get a point.
So
I got a
can,
2.
Oh.
Ah, unfortunately, so its speed is halved, but as it's kind of going around, you can see it's kind of compensating for that because the magic is still kind of balancing, it's still kind of raced through. Yeah.
No, it's what I was going to say. I've got minor illusion, so I could create like a sound or an image.
Just throw a javelin at.
If I were to like create like a loud bang in its ear or something to throw it off.
So just
Got
make
a 1.
everyone aware, nothing's been successful yet. Interfering with a race would be a hefty punishment. The fact you guys have got away with this so far is miraculous. You doing that, you absolutely can. I'm just making you aware that there might be. I'm not saying you can't, but there might be consequences for it.
I mean, who's gonna know? Who's gonna
I
know
say
about
we
the
try
bang?
and get away with what we've got because we've.
Yeah, I think we're
Ambush.
doing well enough.
It's up to you. I'll let you do it. I'm just going to do. In fact, what do people want to do? You want to do an intimidation check?
Well, I don't think I could get caught doing anything.
Yeah, you can try and look into. You can try and.
Well, I was-
yeah.
I
So
was
give me an
gonna say-
intimidation check.
Sorry,
Just
with,
from the sideline.
with minor illusion, the
Fuck
sound
off.
can either be like a whisper or a scream. If I was to cast like a whisper in the dinosaur's ears and say like heal,
To be
or
fair, I
something,
can
so
do
he
message.
heals.
What components does the spell have?
To be
Then
fair,
he wouldn't understand you because he's a dinosaur. That's anything with message.
Give me intimidation.
but if it was going to just be a sound, then at least that dinosaur would be the only thing that could hear it.
21.
I'll like, God damn it.
I don't want to intimidate a fucking dinosaur.
Okay.
Sorry, you needed a 25.
Okay. It's
Isn't that
interesting.
funny?
Go ahead and give me. So what are the components? It should say like VSM or something, or
It
V
just
or-
says SM and then in brackets
So,
a bit of
For
fleece.
you to cast that spell, you're going to have to do this. So it's going
Which
to
is
be
pretty
obvious that you're
obvious.
casting a spell. Just so you know.
Okay.
It's a speech and movement.
Yeah. So you just do it. It's somatic, which is that, and materials. There's actually have to use.
So we've got. So far we've got intimidation Operation Barbecue going.
Oh, roll again because you have advantage because of the barbecue because it's distracted.
I have only 21.
Yeah. Look.
Oh my god, that's a nat 20. So I got a 25.
So.
So, fuck.
Hidden behind the screen,
Sorry.
you needed a 25 on that roll,
Nice.
but a 21 was enough for you to do it, but someone to realise you've been trying to interfere. Because it's like you're successful, but not like people, it doesn't look natural.
Okay.
So, okay, I guess that's
That's
quadruple.
them intimidated.
So that's quadruple disadvantage,
It
basically.
just comes in with you being there. And the dinosaur goes, ugh.
No, it'd just be like kicking that other cat in
I'm
the
rolling
head, but
40,
that's gone.
I'm rolling 48. If one of these gets a 1, it doesn't get a point.
Please.
Cool.
5 to 6s.
Then we have.
I like the way he doesn't have an emotion.
There was no.
Then we've got. Oh, none of the others. The others are trailing behind. Okay.
They're all going in circles.
Mine's sat down. Mine's like a camel right now. Fuck off, I'm not going anywhere.
You see as the dinosaurs, you're kind of, so it's kind of like in a circular track. You see as you're all standing there watching the race kind of curve around and come back, and you see all the dinosaurs, well, you see only 2 dinosaurs have come back. They are nearly, you see Nasty, Big Honker. Big Honker starts to pull up the inside of Banana Candy. They're nearly neck and neck. They're about to cross, and then what do you do to intimidate a fucking T-Rex?
Have you seen the Simpsons movie? Where Homer's going into the sandpit sinkhole and he's just like...
This big, bulking tabaxis, you kind of stand there and go... The T-Rex, the only reason the T-Rex was looking at you is because it smells meat, then sees this huge tabaxi, and like... The T-Rex balks. The guy on his back falls off, taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage. He cracks his head on the pavement. The T-Rex goes fucking wild. As Banana Candy goes past the finish line and wins.
Boy.
So just to clarify, how much money did I just win?
You bet
500.
500.
That's 3 to 1.
Is that 1,500 gold?
500.
It should be, but they aren't.
It's good stuff.
You have to repay your loan.
So you won 166 gold pieces. So you can go back to that shady dealer. You can give you 166 gold. God, yes, Banana Candy. Everyone with their Go Bananas is going absolutely wild. You see, as Big Honker, you see loads of people kind of run. You know those things they used to get dogs?
Yeah.
They slip a load of those around its neck and they kind of drag it to the floor. A lot of people are getting around Big Honker. Someone with a blowhorn hits the side of the dinosaur. You go, and you see Big Honker is pacified. The smell of dinosaur vomit fills the air as everybody cheers, and you all win 7 gold pieces.
7.
Apart from Smiley, who gets 166 gold pieces, 66 silver.
I feel like all of that really wasn't
gold
worth
pieces,
7.
6 silver, and 6 copper.
All of that really wasn't worth 7 gold now, was it?
Should have bet more.
Should have. I was gonna go all in, but I was like, no.
So that's 35 gold pieces.
I didn't do the math right, I'm going to be honest.
No, because you were
But I
like,
forgot about having to give the 500 quid back.
Well, you never. The thing is, you never gave him 500. So awesome. Well done, everyone. Successful
In
gambling.
game 1, we've come out quite rosy for that.
7 gold pieces is a fair amount.
I started
Like
the
it's
evening with 25 gold pieces and I've now got 81. So
same. And
Wait,
no
how do
silver.
you have 81? I've got 57.
How
She
have you
started
got
as
I started with
noble.
25.
She's a
'cause
noble,
I'm noble,
'cause she's
so
got
I
no
had,
background.
I had a bit of money anyway. So I started with 25, got 50
You're-
from Syndra.
So sorry, I won
Was I not as a
160.
rogue?
166 gold
As a thieving rogue?
Did
Yeah.
you not
6
start
silver.
with anything?
and 7 copper.
How many did I start
I'm
with?
a reputable.
I know that Wakanga gave me 50, but how many did I start with?
You started with
Just
10.
a half of
Oh,
a
sweet,
hard
I didn't count
upbringing. I had 25.
But then you had 60.
Would you take 226 gold?
So 60.
Yeah,
I
I
had
didn't even.
25.
I didn't even
Mal
put, I didn't even
fixed.
put my lifestyle as noble. I just put it as.
It was a
comfortable.
fix, Mal.
That's the point, Mal. We fixed it. Just that everyone else didn't think to bet a decent amount of money.
It is funny. It's
On a
like,
fixed
yeah,
race.
it goes to get the money. Oh!
Oh shit, I'm bad at math.
Let's
As-
sleep and do it
As a
again.
rogue, and with all my ceilings, but I have not.
Seeing
You had to
as
pay a lot of tribute to
the
your,
the
I
dinosaur.
would have had some profit, like at least 20 gold.
your background gives you what you get.
I reckon 20 gold.
I reckon your background gives you what you get.
I reckon my background says
Everyone
20 gold.
gets. I'm sorry.
I go back to my trainer friend
Yeah.
and go, "What's up with that dinosaur? He basically puked everywhere and sat down. He mustn't be well. Do you want me to take him off your hands for you?"
Jesus. No, you're not allowed to fucking
Give
have
me
it.
a deception check.
Can I
please.
give him advantage? Like, oh, that doesn't look good. It looks like he's stood on
I'm
some.
going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Can I give him advantage? Like, oh, Jesus, it looks like he's stood on some cursed object, magical arcane opulence of necrophetic device.
What do I roll for my inspiration? Because I've got a 90.
roll it- oh,
I've
you
got
roll-
a 23 currently.
So hang on, you roll it twice and take the highest, but you've spent your inspiration, so But hang on, you were
Oh.
giving him advantage.
Yes.
Hang on, it's fine. You don't have to use your inspiration
Oh, okay.
because you have you using your deception to help him.
I've heard about these things in Chult. They'll rot the beast from inside.
Yeah, so 23.
Hey, I don't want it. What voice is this?
I do not know. You're the
kind
angry
of
guy
Chult?
from Police Academy.
You can take it. I don't want it. What is this? It's useless. He hands you the stick with her around it, like with its around her neck. Take her. I don't want her. She's useless. Ah, where am I from?
Are you fucking
Bada
Mario?
bing, You've garbaged your last school.
How much does
Okay,
that cost you?
so nothing.
No, just fucking give it to him.
So I now have a pet dinosaur.
So you now have a Deinonychus, and she's very upset as you're pulling along. She's like,
So I'm going to cast on her. I forgot what the spells are in this. Hold on a second. I am going to cast on her Cure Wounds.
Cure wounds. That won't make her sick. Lesser. Oh, you're a paladin, right?
Yeah.
You can use 5 of your lay on hands to cure a disease.
Oh yes, later.
So you do that.
Yeah.
She stops vomiting. Can you give me an animal handling check, please?
Oh, dinosaur. Is he buying a dinosaur?
He's got one for free.
What charge you got?
USBC.
Sorry, what was I rolling?
No, thank you.
Animal handling.
Animal handling. Yes, sir. Thank you.
In that case, I'm going to suggest that we use my inspiration for this.
Okay.
Just in case.
He's got a dinosaur. He's now going to see if he's killed the dinosaur. Now he's giving me an animal handling check.
Should I roll both?
Roll twice, take the highest.
Nat 20.
No, what's the total?
21.
The dinosaur is not happy, so she's kind of restraining. She's dragging you along. You can see she's kind of resisting, but she hasn't tried to attack you yet. The guy goes, "Hey, take this, you'll need it." Passes you a muzzle, which I presume you tried to fit.
Yes.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh no.
I think there's multiple stuff.
Nat 20 again, 22.
Oh my shit. Fucking hell.
He's not lying.
You managed to. You've got to kind of take off the stick and you kind of like.
What?
Get it around its neck. The creature goes, tries to snap on you, but you manage to get it around, wrap it around the back of its neck, and you can see it's kind of like fighting against the muzzle. But you have a semi-tame Deinonychus as your dinosaur.
So much for stealth. And that's where I
Is
think
that
we
the
should end.
Fenrir boy?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Jungle
So,
Princess is now my bitch.
so fucking hell.
And I won $200. I am having a good day.
Mal wants a steward's inquiry on the race.
He lost his shirt.
As you go to collect your winnings, the kind of guy kind of looks at you and is like, "I keep my eye on you, eh? I've never seen so many sick dinosaurs in one race before."
I wouldn't know anything about sick dinosaurs.
Yeah. Remember, I got you here. Go on.
You got paid.
So-
3-1, you got paid.
I imagine you go to the Thundering Lizard to celebrate your winnings, I suppose.
My 7 gold.
It's alright, guys. I'll get the
I mean,
first round.
Thank you.
7 gold can get you
A lot.
a lot, like 10, 100.
I mean,
Nearly
I feel-
200, like
I'll buy a
200
barrel
pints,
of beer
basically.
for everyone to enjoy.
you buy a cake, so yeah, you can easily buy a cake for, let's call it, for, I don't know,
$2.
imperial measurements. Let's call it, what,
$1.
a gallon of ale is 2 silver. So I guess
10 gallons.
yeah,
11 gallons in the barrel.
There you
11
go.
gallons.
Unless
cool.
it's an 18, but yeah.
So in which case, for 2 gold and 2 silver, you get a gallon. It's not ale, it's tej, which is like this honey drink. Which is nice.
What I need.
You drink the night away after winning your dinosaur race, and I guess we'll work out guide next time. We'll leave it there for now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes, thank you very much
cheers,
for
guys.
listening to
Thank
this
you, Mal.
chaotic episode of
Everything.
Dragon. We'll be back in a fortnight for more Tomb of Annihilation. Thank you. Do I just click end stream?